Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. Let's meet our high-tech lowlives, shall we? And here we are. Good evening, everyone. I am W. Adam Clark, and as my name tag says below, I will be the referee for this series because that is what game masters are called in Cyberpunk. One of the things that I saw another show do for their first episode, because you may not have been really familiar with the people or the genre or anything like that. So if anybody wants to give any fun facts about themselves, that's fine. I'm going to give everyone a check down for fun fact, which is favorite piece of Cyberpunk the genre media. And for that, if I want to go specifically books, I'm going to go Neuromancer, because that is where William Gibson broke the mold by making a brand new one. As far as movies go, I'm still staying with William Gibson, oddly enough, but I'm going to go with Johnny Mnemonic, which is a horribly, terribly campy movie in which Ice-T gets outacted by an animatronic dolphin. And Keanu Reeves has a scene which is wasted and just really needs to be in a better movie. And Dolph Lundgren does his worst acting job ever. And I understand that's a questionable bar for Dolph Lundgren because he has done so many shitty acting jobs, but I'm willing to stick to my guns on this one. However, it's just the movie is so unapologetically cyberpunk to the point where they know that they could have made a movie that could have made more money if they backed away from certain tropes, and instead they just decided tropey's got a trope and they leaned into it. So for that reason alone, it is one of my favorite of all time. But that's me. So we've got 4 players here, ready and raring to go. Maybe they'll tell you about themselves. Maybe they'll tell you about the characters. Maybe they'll just try to push the attention off onto somebody else. We're going to see what happens. But either way, I'm done. So take it away, guys.
Not it.
Nose goes.
I'm new. Hello, everyone. I am Morgoth the Wizard. First time here on the Single Step Gaming channel. I'm stoked. I am playing a netrunner named X1R1, who I'm now learning about their past as well, so we'll be discovering.
And they're dead.
All right.
They've been assassinated.
All right, so much for that character. Next one in line.
Got one of them. Let's go.
Oh, no. Oh, shoot. All right, well.
Oh, hey.
Oh, there's more. There you are.
Oh, there we go. Oh, jeez. That would have sucked.
You good, bud?
Are
you cut out there.
Are you okay? Because you ceased to
half
exist.
Of that whole intro.
Yeah, you ceased to exist for about 40 seconds.
You good?
Uh-oh.
You're good.
Me or someone else?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay.
Oof.
We can hear you now. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Oh, no, I guess I just froze out. I'm like, are they talking to me? I said I was good.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you froze out for like 40 seconds. We got to. You're learning your character as well as we go, and then you stayed on that O face and just like, you know.
Yeah, it's
Total-
like that.
Oh,
Total data crash, bro.
well, shit. I don't know what you heard. I thought I was killing it, but I don't know what you heard, so.
Oh, we didn't hear
You were.
anything. We heard I'm learning my character, and then you were gone. You were
Well-
gone.
Okay, that's hilarious. I'll try again. Hi, Morgoth the Wizard, first time on the channel. Don't have favorites. Ghost in the Shell was my first Cyberpunk experience, and since I took 40 seconds of silence, tag someone else.
There you go.
Okay, there it is. All right, I'll go next because, you know, I'm the older cocker of the group. Hi, folks. I'm the old bacon eater. I'm old bacon. I play games badly. I'm wearing shades in the dark, which is a terrible idea. I have been looking forward to this particular campaign for months, and all I got was this coffee mug.
Nice. Wear your sunglasses at night. Style over substance, my friend.
I mean,
Style
that's
over
rule
substance.
one of it.
Attitude is everything.
That is rule number 1. That's true.
It works for Troy Hart.
Anyway, around here I'll be playing the Grouch. More on that later. No!
Hello, everyone. My name is Jerica. Jenny Outrageous on Twitch, Blue Sky, Twitter, and all that. I am going to be playing Neon Jubilee, the rocker girl. And
yeah, not a huge fan.
As far as
Sorry.
Cyberpunk stuff goes, my favorite Cyberpunk movie is probably RoboCop.
Good choice.
It is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's just straight up. It's part of the perfect trifecta of RoboCop, Total Recall, and Starship Troopers, which are all great movies. Paul Verhoeven is amazing. And also, I would say, as far as video games go, my favorite video game as far as Cyberpunk stuff goes is Deus Ex.
Oh, classic.
Which
Ooh.
Deus Ex is also probably I would probably consider Deus Ex my favorite video game of all time. Depends, but that's one of them.
I was supposed to get into that.
I gotta get back into that one again. Like that. Oh, such memories. Such memories.
Deus Ex. Yeah. So I've been looking forward to this, especially after we want to play a Cyberpunk campaign for a while. I don't know, regardless of setting, not like Cyberpunk as in like the tabletop game, but just the genre of Cyberpunk. Yep. Yeah, because I've listened to other TTRPG plays streams about Cyberpunk. Things always sounded very fun. I know a setting. One setting I know of is called the Sprawl, which is the one I was used to. So, but I'm looking forward to checking this out and playing a new system, even if it is an older, archaic system.
It is
compared to what I'm used to.
Oh, the game mechanics in this game, they've got that, and I say this lovingly and with all due respect, they've got that 90s stank all over them. So much crunchy, so much. The amount of times already, chat, that players who aren't used to 90s games have been like, but there's so many skills and all of them overlap, and I don't know. Yeah, that's just what gaming was. Like, we went from no skills and just 6 attributes to why do we have just 6 attributes? Why don't we play Rollmaster and have 22 attributes? And then we went to, why don't we have skills? The world is full of skills. Let's have all the skills. Gaming has gone through iterations.
I mean, I like it. I like having a lot of skills. I think it's cool.
It is.
I mean, it makes sense. Yeah.
It once you really get into it, there's a vibe to it, and it all checks out. But all right, with that.
But hello.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm an idiot.
I'm here too. Hello. My name is Sunburst Wolfdog, or Sunny for short. I'm on Blue Sky, and that's the only thing I'm willing to give out. I am going to be playing Thorn, spelled in a really funny way, but you'll see the solo. This is my first time just raw dogging my whole face on camera like this. Because you laugh it up, Bacon. I'm gonna make you break down so many times that I'm getting a bingo part of it.
Okay. We are not. We do not recommend nor condone the Bacon just corpsed drinking game. You will die. Consider this the first of our legal disclaimers. We do not recommend the Bacon just corpsed drinking game. You will die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and my favorite Cyberpunk thing of media is something Jenny showed me, Repo the Genetic Opera. If I had been shown that when I was a teenager, it would have been my whole personality, I can tell. And I am here for the Saturday game. Very chill, very nonchalant. Managed to get into this game by around early November, messaging Deuce, all caps. Deuce, let me into the Saturday Cyberpunk game, and my life is yours, with so many emojis. So which, clearly doing him a favor by being here. But
to which the only proper response is a Hiroku Karatagawa gif of, your soul is mine. Your soul is mine.
So I'm very excited. I've been marinating over this build. I've played in the one shot that might be up on Patreon, and that's it. So I'm hoping.
Soon.
Yeah, I'm hoping that everything is good. I did change around some stuff after that one shot to balance things a little better. So, but besides that, I am mostly just kind of trusting everyone at their word that this build is good. Also, this is Goober. They're my taxidermy weasel that I cleaned the camera with, so they get to be here for the game. Enjoy them.
All right. A little bit of housekeeping before we start, just so that everyone knows. This is currently being streamed on Twitch, and we stream on Twitch 7 to 11-ish on Saturdays with this campaign. This campaign will then also be uploaded to YouTube. This campaign will be demonetized literally before it goes up on YouTube. So, if this is something that you are interested in and would like to help support, you can certainly support us here on Twitch. You can support us in Stream Loots and have cards to interact with this campaign and others. You can support us by joining our Patreon, and all of those links will be somewhere on the YouTube page as is appropriate. Your support is not required. It is, however, greatly appreciated. That being said, the reason why this campaign is going to be demonetized immediately as soon as it hits YouTube is this campaign is not going to be apologetic. This campaign is not going to be anything but straight up, in your face, aggressively punk. We will literally not get 5 minutes into game before I am throwing a trigger warning at your asses. And this is your last warning at the beginning of every episode. If this is something that you don't feel you will enjoy, and that you will enjoy, even though you watch our other shows, thank you. Please continue to watch the other shows. Do not watch this one. We will not be offended. If this is a show that speaks to you and you feel that you need to watch it, please continue to watch it. If it makes you uncomfortable, but you feel that you still need to watch it, please continue to watch it. These are supposed to be uncomfortable topics. And for those reasons, expect profanity, expect violence, expect sexually explicit scenarios, expect sexually originated violence. If you don't know what that term is, congratulations, but you're going to find out. So, with all that, the in-game housekeeping is that there will be a few changes for anyone who is familiar with Cyberpunk 2020. I am going to do something that I saw somebody made a post on called graduated training wheels, which is anyone that doesn't have any armor in any location, so that they can get used to the game mechanics and how the system works, will be considered to have 8 points of armor in any location that falls below 8 points of armor for the first session. The second session, it will be 6. The third session, it will be 4. The fourth session, it will be 2. The fifth session, there are no longer training wheels. This will hopefully avoid the situation occurring where a character gets plastered in the first session. We'll see how it goes. And other than that, if you are familiar with the net running rules for Cyberpunk 2020, they are, according to the rulebook, bad. We will be doing some modifications. I will be borrowing some things from Cyberpunk Red. I will be borrowing some things from Unlimited. I will be borrowing some things that we've just house ruled since the 90s and kind of mashing that all up. And I'll force Morgoth to deal with that, as we go along. Be that as it may.
Can we still play cards to have whales fall on us?
Oh, no whales. But no whales, but in place of a whale card, I may put in a Cyber Psycho card, because they just happen.
Or like one of those those medevac AVs just falls out of the sky.
Someone's gonna play a Cyber Psycho card at just the right moment, and you're gonna do something that tips Thorn's humanity too low.
Yep.
Just make the audience regret the day they ever touched anything.
A Cybertruck lands on you, that would require a Cybertruck to get airborne, and those things can barely roll. So, we begin December 31st, 2024, in the Cyberpunk universe. Our story will begin in a church, oddly enough, that is located in one of the northern neighborhoods of the city. Holy Angels Church. Ostensibly, this is a Roman Catholic church. Ironically, it is a privately owned Roman Catholic church. However, the Roman Catholic Church has gone through some sweeping changes in this universe that it hasn't in ours. That's not the reason we're here. The reason we begin here in Holy Angels Church is a funeral for a friend. Near the front of the church, you see Father Kevin, who currently gives benediction over the casket. Father Kevin is well known in the neighborhood. His past is a little unsure, but what is known is that under his vestments he rocks more cyberware than most solos in the neighborhood. And he often offers himself and holy angels as a sanctuary, a meeting ground, a way to resolve conflicts between the local gangs, some of the corps, even sometimes the NCPD. He gives benediction over the casket of one Angelo Fields. There aren't many people in the church, maybe a dozen co-workers that Angelo had during life. Nevertheless, the Sisters of Holy Angels do their rounds, making sure everyone is as comfortable as possible. During the service, you see near the back of the church, close enough to the door to duck out if anything goes wrong, far enough away that no one seems to notice they are there, and just close enough to be able to hear what is happening. You see a figure sitting alone. Morgoth,
Yes.
tell us what we see.
As far as my character?
Yes.
Decked out Netrunner, neon clothes, data pads, cybernetic implants for like back of the head, side of the head, so I'm just constantly putting wires in and out. Think big tablet that I'm constantly on when I'm actually not diving and whatnot. But I actually like the big, vibrant neon colors. I like popping out. I like the fashion. Always with the face mask, always with goggles, always covering my face. Well, and when I'm not, that is.
Yeah.
You'll see.
As the service continues, the assistant pastor, a priest known as Father Paul, makes his way back to you. As he makes his way over towards you, he extends a hand. Do you choose to shake it, or do you stay at a distance?
No, I'll shake the hand. So I'll either get up and meet them halfway or wait till they come up.
As the priest walks over to you, shakes your hand. It's good that you're here, my son. It's... As I try to get his accent correct, and I'm going to butcher this horribly. I'm glad that you showed. It's a horrible, horrible tragedy that happened to your friend.
Thank you for your condolences.
Father Kevin tells me that you paid for the service out of pocket. Not only the service, but also the cremation and internment below in the church. That's That's a lot for someone to do for a friend. So,
I'll be honest with you. Angelo was a good business partner of mine. A lot of it came from his own assets. I just made sure he had a appropriate service that would serve him on in life and to death.
well, be that as it may, I know that there are some, I've heard rumors at least, that there are some unusual circumstances regarding his departure. Do you know if NCPD have come up with any leads?
I'm actually waiting to hear the same. I want to see the video footage and relive it if possible.
Okay. Well, if there's anything that myself or Father Kevin can do, make sure to let us know. I know that he has his word on this, has his ear to the street right now. And if we come up with anything, we will certainly make you aware.
Thank you. May the Lord's work be done. In nomine Patri et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
He crosses himself and, and says, well, enjoy the rest of the service. I must be going. Sister Lucy is waiting for me and I'm late already. God may be all-powerful, but even he can't necessarily protect me from the rage of an Italian wife.
Fair. May God be with you.
And with that, he gets up and walks away. The service continues 15 or 20 minutes. People file through one at a time, past the casket. Father Kevin greeting each one.
I'm going to take a quick observation. Anyone with a pep in their step? Anyone glad to be here?
Give me a human perception roll.
Okay, got it.
First rule of the game, yeah.
Right. Uh-oh, it's not in alphabetical order. No! There.
Not.
Now did it show up on the actual thing because it's popped out?
All right. Well, you rolled a 10, which in this system explodes once, following that with an 8. So with a 26. Most of the people that are here are coworkers or family. And to that end, they all are distraught in various measures. No one seems to be masking that intent. And for those who catch the reference, it doesn't appear that anyone brought the largest display of flowers.
Okay. So mostly chill things check out, no one looks sus.
Correct.
Awesome. Good.
The crowds file through. All that's left is the casket of your friend. And Father Kevin, if you want to talk to him, or otherwise he is left, whichever you would prefer, and you sit alone for a moment in the church. What do you do?
I like what the father said. God may be all-powerful, but sometimes we gotta take matters into our own hands and protect ourselves. I'm gonna sit there and contemplate it for a minute, like, if my friends are just randomly dying in accidents that I don't think are accidents, well, one, my ass could be on the line. Two, I'm not gonna sit here and wait. So I'm gonna take the initiative and act as the right hand of God and be a vindictive motherfucker and look for some chooms and kill them. But that's just what I'm mulling about. Just vengeance, you know. Vengeance may be the Lord, but I'm here to help. And then when I whatever reads some type of solace, I'll get up and head out the back door.
Okay. After saying your final goodbyes to your friend, you head out the church. And we cut from one scene to another. A small Con-App apartment. Inside is a middle-aged Hispanic American man. and a Latina female, possibly young enough to be his daughter, possibly old enough to be a romantic interest, possibly just right smack in the middle of that Venn diagram. Bacon, why don't you give us an introduction, sir?
He is known as the Grouch. Why he is known as the Grouch, none of you are old enough to know why. At least in that world. In this world, you probably do. And he doesn't have to... Thanks so much, Jenny. Currently, he is actually sipping on a coffee, going over the bills, because he just lost a gig recently. Having said he's not completely strapped, let's face it, he almost is, but he's got ways around that. He's also got to worry about the loans on his vehicle, and he's also got to worry about keeping his other half happy. Right now, he's just trying to juggle all that at the moment.
To which the woman in the room, continuing the conversation that was already in media res when we cut to the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid puntos. How can they replace all of their drivers with self-driving cars and expect their deliveries to get on time? Is the car going to unload itself? Or are they just going to, are they going to be, pushing that off on their customers as well?
No, they'll probably drop it on their customers. They love the bottom line. They love the bottom line. You know this, Strider. Sheesh. We've been through this before. We'll be through it again. But yeah, the timing could have been a little...
So, good news is we've got everything paid up through the month. So we've got at least that much. But, Han, we got these 4 walls and that's it.
Yeah.
So I know that you really wanted that rig, and I know that you borrowed a lot more money than you should have from Tex in order to get it, and I'm not upset about that.
Much.
But that made it made sense when you knew that you had money coming in. I'm not going to say it didn't. You were right. You had the money to pay it. It wasn't a problem. But now it's a problem because we don't have the money coming in.
Yeah.
I'm thinking... I don't know that Vivian would want to buy it off of you, but you could always see if maybe she has a little bit of work that maybe could get done for the cab company. Not that I like the idea of you driving a cab into the combat zone, but they might be hiring. Other than that, and babe, I know you don't want to do it, but do you think maybe you should go see if Tony can take the car back and give you the money back so you can pay off Tex, and then once everything gets situated, we can just start it all over again?
You know what? Tony, we've been at this too long, and besides, Max would still expect the VIG.
Yeah, but Tony moves cars all the time. He moves vehicles all the time. So I'm sure he could find somebody else that he could pinch it off to. Even if he takes a cut to do it, you're going to be out from underneath Tex, and that big old Texan, he scares me.
You know what? He scares a lot of people, but I also use his garage and I do things for him on occasion. Remember.
Okay.
in the ultimately, especially because of the way it's set up, I need that rig to be able to operate. You and I need that rig. That is still going to be our main moneymaker. I mean, I can put a little bit in the market, and I might be able to get us up. We've done that way before, too. I mean, hell, I've played cards before, and it's worked. It's a short-term gap. I get that. We've done this before. We'll do it again. It'll be... You know what? I was about to say it's going to be fine. It's scary. I get it. But we're actually... Because we have more than we used to, and therefore...
I mean,
yeah.
I feel bad. I feel bad because I'm relying a lot on you on this, but we know that going in, and I'm still in kind of a laying low period myself, so I kind of need to not be... Medical jobs have a lot of tracking involved, so I'm trying to avoid getting seen.
Yeah, no, we knew when we started this whole thing. Best thing that happened to me 3 years ago. I'm not gonna lie to you, kiddo.
Aww.
But yeah, we're gonna need to. I would say, I mean, obviously keep yourself from being seen, but if you hear something about some, gray area work, I've done that for a long time too.
Right.
I will do that myself, and we will see what happens.
I'll keep an eye out. I'm also gonna see if if the Aldecados have anything that they need done that we might be able to do in the city. Most of them don't like coming in the Night City proper. So while we're already here, if we can do a little bit, help the family out, maybe the family can help us.
Yeah, I think I owe them a call anyway, but yeah. I actually haven't spoken to them in oof. Yeah, you know what? Since it's been a while, maybe you should be the one to reach out to them. I'll show my face, of course. Get it punched in a couple of times. Happens every time because I'm always away too long. But yeah. Excuse me.
All right. Well, New Year's Eve. Did you want to go take in a show? You just want to try to
you know
be
what?
home and
Funny
relax?
thing about that, actually. Something I splurged on a little bit, and I hold up 2 tickets for the concert coming up.
You got us New Year's Eve tickets?
Yep.
Okay, well, I guess I'll have to go and try to, make myself pretty, and then maybe
You don't need to try. Come on now.
Shush. Maybe then we'll go and take what little we got left, go actually have a meal that has real food in it, and then go see a show.
I love when you cook, man.
Yeah, but if I'm not gonna cook and then put on makeup. And if I put on makeup and then cook, it's all gonna get ruined.
Fair point. In that case, yeah, we'll go out. We'll go out.
And with that, we move from here to several hours later. A meal that has real food in it. Kind of think in this game they meant that literally. They did. The most common form of food in the Cyberpunk universe is something called kibble, which is exactly what it sounds like. It is a cup of processed proteins and aminos that has all of your basic nutritional needs in it, and other than that is terrible.
I was trying to hurry to get a soda so that I wouldn't
You're
be
good.
here when
You're
I'm about to be
fine.
introduced, and I stubbed my toe so hard right now and had to hold myself back from yelling into the microphone because my mic was muted, but I know Jenny's was not. And I didn't want you to see me go off screen and then hear a muffled.
We cut to a bar if we pull up our active Night City map, this bar is located in the south end of Night City, very close to the combat zone. So not the best neighborhood. But it does what it can with what it's got. It's about 11 o'clock at night. And it is New Year's Eve. An opening band is performing. Neon and the Output Grrls are currently doing an audio check. And out in the main area of the bar, Sunburst, why don't you describe Thorn to us?
Oh. This is my baby Thorn. They have multiple outfits that will be revealed later, but they're on the job right now, so they're in their main
So they're in
get up.
arms.
Yes. They are what in this universe is called an exotic, meaning they have some animal-like parts attached to their bodies. To their body. They have hair that is mostly a sort of reddish golden brown with streaks of white and gray in different spots, and a set of wolf ears and a tail to match. They have this long, shaggy hair that is pulled back into sort of man bun-esque thing, despite being non-binary at the moment. They have mostly leather gear on that is either armored underneath, like a biker jacket, or sometimes armor that is over top jeans. And despite a mostly masculine appearance, a nice pair of red heels that kind of match the rest of what they got going on. They are on the job at the moment, so they are very much armed, very much armored up. And I'm not wearing it at the moment, but they have a nylon helmet that is shaped like a wolf skull, like this.
Nice.
Resting atop their face. That kind of mostly obscures almost everything but their eyes at the moment. And they are probably sitting up against wherever the main bar is, so I'll put myself over here.
Yep.
With a red solo cup. If the bar does not offer red solo cups, they probably brought it with them because they think it's a funny European, they think it's a funny American thing, and so they like doing it.
Nice. Temptations is a bar that caters to a number of exotics. Specifically, there is a gang in the south end of Night City called the Zoo Crew that considers this bar to be part of their home turf. There is also a local gang nearby called the Piranhas, who ironically are not exotics. They don't do fishy things. What they do is just constant partying and raving, and as such, any place that has a party going on will generally have a couple piranhas in or nearby. However, in this case, the Zoo Crew and the Piranhas generally have a mildly violent, antagonistic attitude towards each other, but they have all agreed that to handle their business outside of Temptation rather than in it, because it's the best bar that's located next to both of their turfs. So no reason to wreck it.
It's holy ground.
Yes, it is holy ground. The bartender, a exotic who is rather young, but it has managed to come across enough funds to get himself pretty much biomorphed into a monkey, works the bar here. And
Robbie Williams is here?
Yes. And as he comes over, he's like, "Hey, Thorn! I'm glad Neon got the gig for the midnight show, man. They deserve it. They're good. They're going places.
Yeah. I'm very proud of her.
You see,
they were a little miffed to be fair, because that means I have to be working by the stage, and she may not pull me in for a cheeky kiss from the side.
I mean, I'm sure Midnight will have some kind of magic happening. If not, once you guys are done, whatever.
I mean, don't jinx it.
You see that he's wearing a leather jacket with a number of different band patches on it. All of them are holographic patches that are either images of the band in a music video or like a holographic version of an album cover or something like that. But his jacket is covered front and back with band paraphernalia. The back piece on his jacket being his favorite band, the Dragons. And but he makes some small talk with you. Do you want me to get you anything else from the bar? Are you good for right now?
Another rum and coke, if you don't mind topping off my cup.
Absolutely. As he reaches with his hand for the glass, you see the tail hook back and grab a bottle of rum off the shelf and pull the bottle over his shoulder. Rum goes into the glass. Coke goes into the glass out of the fountain, and then slides it back across the table at you.
Cheers, mate.
A number of partiers are already well into their evening. You notice that the doorman, who is a rhino exotic named Raj, has his eyes moving up and down the field on the dance floor, keeping an eye on people. Once or twice he has had to pull someone out and, throw him to the street. But generally the crowd here, no one's here for a fight. Everyone's here to just, blow off the end of a year. And everything seems to be moving smoothly so far. Meanwhile, we cut to the backstage area. And in the backstage area, we see 4 people currently preparing for a show. Jerica, why don't you give us some details on the band?
Neon Jubilee is a half black, half Hispanic woman with long, flowing pink and blonde hair that kind of goes down to to about her shoulder blades. She's wearing a tight leather jumpsuit with white nylon boots with pink laces. She has a kind of this pinkish kind of sash around her waist with some straps around her upper half. She has these little tassels, tassel shoulders. I forget what you call those things, but those military tassels. The epaulets, yeah. She has pink epaulets attached to her as well. One hand is you can tell that one arm, the arm, the suit is sleeveless. One arm is free and kind of just covered in a couple of little wrappings, but the other arm, her right arm, is entirely mechanical, with what seems to be a trans flag kind of painted on to the upper part of the arm, and then more of a black glove metal glove on the lower part of the arm. You can kind of see her joints kind of sticking through, almost as giving the look as if she has a trans flag tattoo while she wears black fingerless gloves that kind of goes up to her elbow, but the entire thing is mechanical. She has a number of she's putting on her makeup right now, putting on some again same trans flag kind of colors of white, blues and pinks, just kind of splashed onto her face, kind of making it into this very much 80s kind of glam rock look to her. Beside her is a woman in mostly red and black. She's about a few inches taller than her, bit more built, bit more strumming a fiery red guitar. This is Cherry Gibson. She is a white woman with blonde hair and this black and green eyes and this black like mask painted across her face with her own like 80s makeup on. She wields she has a big big fur-lined cape kind of wrapped over her as well, with a red corset with red and black pants, red and black boots, red and black gloves. Just kind of everything's kind of color coordinated to this red and black style as she trying to strums her guitar. That kind of has this fiery burst design to it. On the other side is Dexy Midnight, another woman who a Vietnamese woman who has very very poofy long curly blue and purple hair that goes down to the middle of her back. She wears a kind of neon green and purple jumpsuit, some like booty shorts. Though both of her arms and both of her legs are in completely cybernetic, as well as her eyes has a cybernetic green glow to it. One of her arms, her right arm, has a intricate tattoo design of like a watercolor painting of water and of water.
Nice.
Kind of tapped on the side of her, kind of practicing her bass currently, her bass guitar. Also, I should mention that Neon also has these like pink cat eyes as well, cyber cat eyes, and then with them is Ariel Rave, who is a Caribbean woman with a purple and pink and blonde mohawk, decked out in a number of cybernetic gear in goggles. She has a cybernetic strap kind of wrapped around her face that connects to her goggles. She has a crop top rubber leather kind of like jacket with these big puffy shoulders. It just kind of has this is just a bra underneath. You can see a number of tattoos kind of poking out across her chest, and wears some very like ska looking kind of purple and white pants, glowing green leather boots. She has these two what looks like sword like sheaths at her side, but that's where she keeps her drumsticks.
Nice.
She kind of wields them like katanas.
I love it. So you are getting ready for your show for the night. And while you're in the middle of the sound check, Dexy is, as often, reserved, focused, hyper tuning the bass guitar, making sure that all of her gear is perfect, going over components over and over again to make sure that everything is set up correctly. And in her normal pre-show ritual is pretty much ignoring the lot of you. And the reason why she's ignoring the lot of you is the normal band's pre-show ritual has begun, which is to say, Dexy gives no fucks what the rest of you think is important. Ariel is super happy to be here and very excited to be playing tonight. Anywhere. And Cherry peeks around the corner of the curtain at the band that's currently playing, who has a quarter of the talent that the Output Grrls do, and looks out into the bar that holds maybe 400 people if they're packed tits to back, and just kind of looks back and she just goes, "Sweetheart, we just got done playing the UK and we're stuck in a bar that only has 300 seats. I mean, I know Nunlani got us that sweet gig in the UK, but she's got to get us stuff better than this. This is dregs."
Well, it's something. I mean, at least we're out. I mean, this is like, wow, super last minute too. Look, a gig's a gig.
Yeah, a gig's a gig, and a bad night on the strings is better than a good day digging ditches. I get it, but I mean, I just didn't think we'd fall so far so fast. That's all I'm saying.
We haven't fallen yet. Come on.
Ariel,
there are bumps, and there are ups and downs. There are hills and valleys.
And Ariel just cues up and is like, yeah, I mean, different club, different place. If you're always playing the big joints, then the same people keep seeing you that can afford to go to the big joints. You play a couple small joints, new people get to see you, they spread the word, and that's how a band really grows. Cherry just looks over and goes, the only reason you're even in this band is because we've already lost 2 drummers. You know nothing about how a band grows. I've been here since day 1. The only reason you're here is because we need somebody on the kit. And I'm not saying you're not good. I'm just saying, don't try to tell me what this band has been like from the start, because I know I've been here from the start.
And now, look, she... don't mind her. She's just jittery, like always, before a show.
And you know that this is their normal banter. Like, it's not anything that makes you worry that the band is breaking up or anything like that. This is just literally how they all de-stress while trying to, focus on going live. It's normal. And that's why Dexy has literally just turned off her audio because they don't fucking care. And they're just going to wait until all this is done, because none of it matters until the curtain opens. And when the curtain opens, they'll turn their ears back on. And until then, Dexy is more than willing to just leave you to have to deal with these 2.
Don't mind her, Ariel. Dexy turns off her voice, so Sherry has to speak for 2.
All right. As you are all backstage and preparing, we cut to the front of the bar yet again. And Thorn, can you give me a human perception roll, please?
Already.
Oh, yeah.
Perception. Where's the skill? Oop. There it is.
Sooner
Not 10 on the first roll. Is it good luck?
Sooner or later, y'all need to stop rolling natty 10s to start. I'm just saying.
No.
Fine. The crowd is enjoying themselves. The music for the band before your band is bumping. And everything looks good. Raja's got a good handle on things. But you notice that there is one person in the audience that maybe something seems a little bit off on them. And I'm just going to drop a model off to the side, and we'll say that it's this guy over here. Something about something in the way he moves makes you fear he might go psycho.
Like cyber psycho?
Like there's just some odd. Either he's ganking on something, or his cybernetics are about to gank him. But there's just, with that role, you are most definitely sure that something in his neurological system is not quite kosher at the moment.
I make eye contact with bouncer Rhino over here.
Yep.
I try to ensure that, I'm making sure that when I make eye contact with him, he makes it back at me, and I kind of just over at this guy over here to just point him out to him. Not in a carry him out right now kind of way, but just in a eyes up kind of way.
Nice.
I very smoothly finish off my rum and coke, put the cup down, which this monkey probably understands means I mean business because I never put my cup down. I love my cup. And I just kind of attempt to nonchalantly get over here.
Okay.
And just lean against the wall. Try not to make it look like I'm focusing on him.
Give me a stealth roll.
Okay. Good. I put points into that. That was almost a 10 again.
All right. With only a 23.
Yeah, that's pretty damn sneaky.
Yeah, you definitely managed to make it to the back. He doesn't see you coming. You are far enough away to not be threatening and close enough to be able to respond if anything goes wrong. After a few more minutes of watching, you notice that he isn't going fully into the shakes, but you do see that there's a little bit of a twitch. And with the amount of cybernetics that he has, it's enough that it has piqued your concern. Fortunately, it's not just your concern that it's piqued. And after a few moments, Raj comes over, the 7-foot-tall, 400-pound black African rhino bodyguard or bouncer, and just walks up to the individual who's currently alone and kind of does a tap on his shoulder. The guy turns around and Raj is just like, rough night to be somewhere alone, isn't it? Maybe you should go try to find some place to be where there's somebody else nearby for you. After the gentleman, who is not even a half of Raj's mass, kind of looks up and... I'm not causing any problems. I'm just drinking. I didn't say you were causing problems. I'm just saying I don't want there to be any problems. So, how about I cover that drink and you head out and we'll see you tomorrow night. Okay? And Raj begins escorting the patron back to the door as our camera follows Raj and the patron heading to the door and two new patrons walking in. As Grouch and Strider head in, you see massive, humongous individual with his hand on the shoulder of a patron, gently leading him out the door in kind of the way that an adult might generally steer a child through a crowd.
Right.
And the scale is about the same.
Yeah. Yeah. Shit.
What did the two of you do?
Stand to one side, let him pass.
All right. As you're going past, Raj takes a quick look at the two of you and goes, "You got iron?"
Yeah.
"Stand here. I'll be right back."
Cool.
Leads the patron out, comes back around, goes to a wall of lockers at the front of the establishment, takes a key out of one that isn't currently in use. Basically, it's old, like, subway style lockers, right? Takes a key out, hands you the key, and goes, "Come on, give me your straps."
Open jacket slowly. I have the sliver gun here.
Mm-hmm.
I remove it with with the holster still on. It's one of those strap-on type thing. Well, not strap. You get the idea. And the whole thing. Hand it to him with the barrel pointed towards myself. It is still loaded, so please don't pull the trigger at this time. My better half might get a little upset.
No worries. Is that it?
Yeah. Trying to think. Yeah, no, that would have been it. Yeah.
All right, so you don't have your shotgun on you at the moment, just the
No,
sled.
dude, that would have been a little bit too obvious. I don't think you don't bring big iron to a nice club.
You have a trench. You could have hidden it, so I needed to ask.
Okay.
You say that's it. He gives you a once over. Don't think I gave her a bunch of stuff, but none of it was guns. So the two of you enter the bar. Raj takes up his position by the door. Now, one of the reasons why you picked here is because you know that Strider's a huge fan of, Neon and the Output Grrls, but also you're aware that this bar is where Tony operates. So that if you decided at the last minute that you wanted to talk to him about trying to buy back the vehicle,
right?
You're not going out of your way. You can make it a quick conversation if the moment hits you, and you're still trying to weigh if you think it's the right decision or not the right decision. But either way, you know that Tony's here.
Right. Also, admittedly, Tony might have work. You never know.
Tony might have work. Also, for those who are curious, Tony is also an exotic, and Tony resembles a certain cereal mascot.
I mean, come on. It's so obvious, guys. Let's face it.
You come in, you're ready. It's about 20 minutes before midnight. Tony the Toucan. Yes, Mogwai. Jerica, what's the name of your opening track? And also feel free to explain what it sounds like if you want. But I at least want a name for the song.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't mean for it to zoom in like that. Don't do that.
No worries.
Don't draw attention to me. I was trying to be subtle.
Fortunately, we're not on that screen, so nobody else saw it. Try to come up with one randomly. I love putting players on the spot. It's a terrible, terrible thing to do. I love it.
It's kind of more of a comedic kind of like punky song talking about making fun of TERFs and people who regurgitate various TERF rhetoric. The song is called Surfs and TERFs.
Nice. I like it. Give me a charismatic leadership role. All right.
24. It's almost a 1.
Almost. Big old 24. So everyone is up and active, and the crowd really gets into the first trap. Thorn, give me a human perception roll because we know that you're watching the audience. All right. Everybody's bouncing with a 10. Everyone's bouncing. You don't see anybody that looks like they're causing any kind of problems. All of the audience seems to be enjoying themselves, for which I have multiple dancer models. Everybody seems to be doing really good. You do notice that there are a few piranhas in the crowd. They generally can be picked out because they often wear a lot of orange and blue. It's kind of their gang colors. So you do see orange and blue show up in a couple different places out on the dance floor, but it doesn't look like they're causing any problems for the establishment or for any of the zoo crew that are also present.
Okay.
Which
I might, if they ever look in my direction, I might just make eye contact with one and give like a, not like in it, not, it's one of those things where it's a little agnostic whether it could mean I'm watching you or whether it could mean hi in a friendly way.
Right.
Maybe a tiny bit of both. Just I can see you there, by the way, kind of way.
You notice that there are a few zoo crew members in the audience as well. I'm going to say that you're familiar with them, but more aware of them in that they stand out in a crowd rather than know them personally. However, you do know that while this isn't her club and you don't know who owns the club, you do know that Bunny is the head of the zoo crew. And she appears to be here tonight.
Where would she be?
Near the bar.
Hottie. Anyway.
But you're keeping an
I
eye on
might give her a
everything.
nod, but more flirtatious.
Yes. You're keeping an eye on everything. She looks like chaos. Welcome to Cyberpunk. Everyone looks like chaos. Or as Ari said one time when we were putting together the models, she was like, so Cyberpunk is the real world, except everyone just wears their rave clothes all the time. I'm like, yeah, pretty much. The show is going along well. Everyone seems to be handling themselves well. The music is thumping. Strider seems to be enjoying herself a lot. Grouch, is there anything that you do at this point?
Well, I want to stay with my better half for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Keep an eye out a little. I may. No, I see where Tony's at. Respect should be paid. So when I know she's well into it,
Right.
and what have you, I'll sidle over quick to Tony, speak at him, see what's what.
All right. So you make it over.
Always keeping an eye on Strider to make sure she's cool.
Yeah. You make it over towards Tony's booth. You do notice that as you approach, Raj takes a couple steps in from the door so that he's closer to the booth than the door.
Oh, yeah. No, that's to be expected.
Right.
Hey, where did I go?
I already moved you to the
You
booth.
moved me. Okay, cool.
As you move over, this roughly 6 foot feline looking individual. Well, Oscar.
Tony.
How are you doing today?
Same as it ever was. How you holding up?
Me? I'm great.
Yeah,
You guys had to know that one was loaded and ready to go.
Come on.
You don't make this model
have that
without loading that line. It's that simple.
Let's face it, that was going to have to happen. And still, it amuses the ever-living hell out of me.
Yeah.
So anyway.
All right.
Yeah. Things are a little tight in the world right now. I got to make sure, things are good. So I got to ask, you got any things need doing lately there, Tony?
I mean, I don't do a lot of deliveries. But when I do, they do generally require a driver. Give me a streetwise roll, please.
Let's see here. Trying to find my... There it is. Come on, get cool. No!
Okay. You, sir, have succeeded in not rolling a 10.
Yeah.
Thank you. You did, however,
welcome.
roll a 1. So,
Yep.
having pulled up our fumble table, please give me another D10 and we'll see how badly this goes for you.
I swear I wasn't drinking. Oh, it goes as bad as it gets.
It goes as bad as it gets.
Unreal.
I really don't do much in the way of those kind of jobs. Most of what I do is just finding vehicles for people. And so I'm pretty sure your kind of talents aren't exactly the ones I need.
Yeah.
If I happen to hear something coming your way, if I happen to hear something coming that I think you could handle, I'll be in touch.
I appreciate that, Tom. I appreciate that.
you're not sure what foot, you're not sure how you stepped on his tail, but you're definitely getting the opinion that he is very cold to you right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Well,
He just came to party, man. You made a social faux pas. Bring him working.
I mean, that's probably what it come down to. Anyway.
All right.
So, excuse myself, head back towards Shudder, but stop over here quick by Raj. Boy, old man fucked up tonight.
Don't worry about it. He's got a lot on his mind. I'm sure in a day or two he won't even remember.
Yeah, well, here's hoping.
Yeah.
And after all, he's the one that set me up with my ride. Anyway.
How's that thing handling for you?
Dude, so sweet, though. So sweet.
I got to admit, I'm kind of waiting to see what you wind up doing with it. It's not much now, but I can see it's got potential. Not to mention, I mean, enough headroom that I can sit in it. That's a plus.
I mean, we're short on funds and all right now, but we're working on that. Once I can get a proper garage and whatnot.
Thorn, give me a awareness notice check, and you have a +2 because your cyber ears are able to filter out the music, which makes it a lot easier to hear the conversation.
Hell yeah. Nice.
And there's another one.
Let's go. Yay, I
All
don't have to be the
10s.
only one.
I'm having an ADHD moment. I'm sorry.
All 10s to all 1s.
Staring at Cherry's acid.
All right. Give me another 1d10 on that fumble table there. 3. Okay, you're fine. You just watched. You weren't kind of able to make out what the conversation was. But, ooh, big hype. Thank you so much.
Very
Thank you, Angel.
much.
Angel, would you like something good or bad to happen to the party? It's your choice. You can either put it in chat or send it to me directly. And with that, you notice a somewhat older gentleman. He kind of has certain Aldecado Nomad vibes to him, but you're not specifically sure, but you've spent enough time with Nomads to know the type. You saw that he walked up and talked to Tony for a bit, and then Tony, and then a raid appeared. Tony,
Raid!
Tony seemed to be a little upset at the conversation, and then the guy walked away, talked to Raj, the bouncer, for a minute, and then has gone out to the far side of the dance floor.
Okay. I'm gonna wait for one song to be over and then transition to another one, and then I'm just gonna casually walk to the other side of the stage just to be near.
So you can be a little bit closer in case something happens? Cool.
Yeah. Not expecting something to happen, but always being ready,
Right. All right. What's the next song up on the set for Neon and the Output Grrls?
Probably more of a slower song, kind of called In Pieces, which is basically just about cybernetics and rebuilding yourself.
Cool. All right. Yeah, give me another charismatic leadership role there.
24.
Same one.
24. So yeah, again, really going over well with the audience. Everything seems to be, you've played the crowds 10 times this size, and you're playing to this one as if it was 10 times its size. And when musicians do that, the crowd recognizes it and appreciates it. The entire band is into it. Even though she was quiet entirely before the show, Dexy is going side to side across the length of the stage, moving back and forth, and really trying to ramp up the crowd. Cherry Gibson is shredding on the guitar. Ariel is pounding out on the drums. Everything seems to be hitting all cylinders really, really well. As the song settles in, you notice, or rather Thorn notices, that the woman that is with Grouch kind of like pulls him onto the dance floor, and as it's a slightly slower song, she forces him to slow dance because his old ass can't handle anything faster than that to dance. So she's at least going to force him to dance for at least one song.
I mean,
Judgy side eye at the age gap, but besides that, just
I mean,
minding my business.
If you do assuming you're gauging his age correctly, if you do the divide by 2, add 7, it probably tracks, but also might not.
I feel like I'm not, like, they're not going to do anything about it, but if I have to do math in my head to see if this is kosher,
yeah,
that's not great.
It's in that if you guess politely for his age and her age, the situation is fine and copacetic. If you guess impolitely for his age versus her age, it's really not. But either way, whatever they've got seems to be working for them. And in Night City, that's about the best anybody can hope for anyway.
What, can I do a roll to see if I can clock his age?
Sure. Give me a awareness notice on that. You believe him to be probably late 40s, early 50s, like somewhere in 48 to 52.
Okay.
Do you want to do one check on her?
Sure, yeah.
All right.
I know your birth date. I know your birth time.
You know that she is a mid-30s Hispanic woman who is trying very hard to not make it look like she's in her mid-30s.
Okay. In character reasons, I'm side-eyeing it, but also now realizing, oh, you don't look older than you are. She just looks younger.
Right.
Okay, whatever.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm minding my business now.
All right. Gearing up for the last song. While you're working, Thorn, you feel your cell phone going off. And you take a quick look at it, even though you're working, just a quick glance down, and you realize it's Nalani trying to call you. Nalani being the agent for the Output Grrls.
Okay.
And
is there like a side area to get to a somewhat backstage area, like around here, or?
Yeah, there's going to be
So
behind one of the curtains. There's a way for you to duck around to the back so that you can get into a slightly quieter area without really getting noticed.
Can I take a quick glance around just to make sure nothing looks obviously afoot before I take my eyes off of the toddlers in this establishment?
Awareness notice.
Seconds? Okay. In my eagle eye. I'm a little distracted, but hopefully that's okay.
While you are a little distracted and you're like, I know I need to take this call, you do notice that everything looks... where is that one? Everything looks pretty pretty cool. You glance at Raj, who is not making eye contact back with you at the moment, but you know that his eyes are scanning the room. He's got everything under control. Gabe is handling the bar, and while there are a couple people that are just about ass out at the bar, it doesn't look like it's anything that's out of control. So it's Night City.
Normal for
a Night City second is a phrase for a reason. However, you're fairly sure that you can disappear into the back for 5 or 10 seconds without a bomb going off in the bar.
All right. And I shall do that.
Okay.
Duck away and take a little call from Neilani.
Okay. I have put Nalani's model on the field just so that people can see who Nalani looks like and what she is. That is Neon Jubilee's agent. Mm-hmm. You can hear her over the din of the club, mostly because your augmentations are designed to be able to filter out music and background noise. But as you hear Nalani, she was like, Thorn, can you hear me?
Yes, is there a reason you decided to pull me away from the toddlers that are exotic set on New Year's Eve?
Yeah, I know that the set's finishing up, but as soon as that set's done, get back to me right away. Get your asses out of there and find a ride. Get on the road. I've got an emergency job that is right up Neon's alley.
So, no bombs at the bar is what you mean, because you scared me there for a second with your phrasing.
Yeah, no bombs at the bar. Bomb somewhere else.
Right. Sure. I'll, find something.
And tell her to buy a damn phone. I'm not paying you to be a secretary. I'm paying you to be a bodyguard. Click.
Snaps the phone shut. Cunt.
Shit.
Comes back over here. Need a driver. I mean, I noticed this guy looked Nomad type, right?
Yeah.
Where's Tony? Is Tony still over there?
Yeah, Tony is back here.
Okay. I'm gonna gooch over through the crowd as casually as I can to Tony.
All right. As you start heading over to Tony, the two of you don't have a working relationship with each other. Like, you don't really know each other, but you know each other by reputation. You know he is a fixer, and you've heard that he's good with finding vehicles, and he knows that you are a bodyguard for Neon Jubilee. But that's about as far as your relationship with each other goes.
I'm gonna slide over here. Just be like, hey, Tony, right?
Yeah. Thorn? Thicket? No, Thorn.
Thorn. No, yeah, you had it.
Alright.
Also, don't worry, you're not in trouble yet. I say it jokingly. I sort of lean over the couch. You're good at finding vehicles, yeah?
I am good at making deliveries, yeah.
True. Cool. Are you good at finding drivers specifically, then?
When do you need one?
Tonight. Second that set is over at midnight. We need to peel the hell out of here for something, apparently.
If you've got 50 Eddies, I can drop you a name, and I can make sure they're here in 5 minutes.
Can I haggle this? Do I think I can haggle this?
You can give it a shot.
They seem to mull on it a little. They look over at the guy that they were just talking to and mildly change the subject just for a second. Was like, what about that Nomad type? Just, you got a vibe check on him at all?
Give me a human perception.
Okay. Am I gonna have an autistic moment? Am I not gonna understand? No,
you're good.
I understand animal body language better than people body language.
I mean, not even surprised.
He's an Aldecado. He knows his way around vehicles. He's a bit of a crotchety old fart with no social skills, but none of that gets in the way of his wheel work, I would assume.
You complaining about his social skills? I'm flattered you haven't sent me away yet. I'm honestly using it as an excuse. I'm curious about him. I'm gonna chat him up, and if he, decides he's gonna be a right twat for no fucking reason, I might come back.
All right. Good luck.
Oop. Scooching over. Are they done slow dancing?
Yes.
I want to cut in.
Because we're about to move on to another song, and this will be the last time I'll bother Jericho for this information. So, how are you ending your set? 3, 2, 1, midnight. What are you playing at midnight? What is your celebration song?
Probably gonna play a song that the out's called that's hard coded.
Nice.
Hell yeah. Thorn makes a mental note that they got to be quick because they want to be at that edge of the stage when midnight happens.
All right. Give me one more roll. You got 224 so far.
20 is good.
224s and a 20. I mean, all of them 20 plus. That ain't bad. All right. As they transition into a new song, Thorn, you're up.
As soon as it seems like there's a break in whatever these two conversations is, I attempt to get Grouchy Pants' attention by just being like, "Oi!" Leaning against a wall right over here. Heard from a friend you're a driver, is that right?
You heard from a friend I'm a driver?
Mm-hmm.
I look over to Strider and just grin a little bit. Look back. I can drive.
I'm just surprised you have friends.
Thanks, babe. Love it.
Ears pinned. Charming. You got anywhere to go, say, 0.5 seconds after midnight?
I actually looked back to Strider. We didn't have any plans. What's up?
I need to get the band out of here and to a business opportunity nearby. Basically, the second midnight drops and she's done with that song.
You go take care of it. This sounds like, and she kind of rolls her face back towards Thorn as she's saying this. This sounds like there probably is some money involved on the table here. So you take care of it and handle it, and I'll just wait here after. And if anything happens, I'll just stand a little bit, closer to the rhinoceros by the door.
Safest place to be. He's cracking.
But I mean, if you're literally having a gig walk up to you in the middle of a gig, then that sounds like something that you got to jump on.
That's going rate and all. It'll need to retrieve my weapon.
Yeah.
But the Hummer's parked right outside.
By the way, I'm also going to point out, not that it should become important or relevant, but you are aware that Thorn is armed. Thorn was not forced to surrender their weapon coming in, and that's most likely because they are currently working.
That's kind of what that's what I assumed, frankly. Because she mentioned the band specifically, therefore Thorn is attached to the band in some fashion.
Correct.
One assumes, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah.
All right.
Right. I mean...
And with that, Thorn, give me a human perception roll. Out of the corner of your eye, you see Neon kind of scoping the audience, trying to figure out where the hell you went because it's just about to be midnight.
Okay, I hurry it up and I was like, you get that car ready, ass crack of midnight, and there's 30 eddies in it for you if you can get 4 birds and a wolf to a secondary location. See ya. And I scooch over here. I move faster than you think a person should be able to move, actually.
Nice.
I as soon as I pat you on the shoulder, I'm like, zoom! I'm like,
right. And I look over at Strider. Did she just say 30 eddies?
She said 30 eddies. They just said 30 eddies.
Yeah.
We do better in a cab.
I mean, it's a start.
It's not nothing. You're right. Okay. You stay by Rush. I'm gonna go retrieve my gear and get things rolling. And I will go retrieve my weapon for the locker.
Mm-hmm.
I will, on my way out, I will ask Raj. There's been a bit of a situation. My girl here, is she safe with you for now?
Yeah, I'll make sure nothing happens.
Appreciate it, brother. Get up, get into the vehicle, get it moved right to the back door because they're going to be coming back out.
Yep.
I'll have to load up the kit in the back of the V and run it.
All right. Neon, You're on stage. It's counting down to midnight. What do you do?
Just kind of thanking the audience, thanking the crowd, starting up a background kind of beat,
Okay.
and start kind of counting down to the beat. And as we're all kind of counting down, I'm just kind of scanning the air, trying to see if I could see Thorn.
Right about at that moment, as that all starts happening, you see Thorn in a almost like military run, like squat down, long striding across the bar back towards the stage.
I apparate at the foot.
Yes.
I smile and quickly grab, shoot an arm at Thorn and try to get them on stage.
Boop. Oh, I'm up. Whee!
I just kind of lock them into a hug and go, there you are, pup.
Tail wagging.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everybody cheers. You hear gunfire outside, but I mean, you're right outside of the combat zone. It probably has been going on all night. It just got a little bit louder.
I wrap my arm around her waist and pull her in.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
A techno-infused version of Auld Lang Syne begins playing in the background. And as we strike midnight and enter 2025, we will pause there for a break. Because we are exactly 2 hours in. And my timetable is perfect, chat. Perfect.
Oh, you don't let me kiss her before break?
Kiss her before break.
She's gonna lean in.
I'm just gonna,
Everybody's kissing cameras, and we go to break. See you soon. Bye.
See you in a bit.
Aww. That was a horrible thing to ask because I know Jericho does a lot of things, but having a set of lyrics for songs that have been expressed would be absolutely fantastic. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. There will be things later on. Also, if you go to our Discord, there is a fun little channel in there for cyberpunk music, and Jerica actually did a playlist for songs that were inspiring her for the character, and I think I will. Nope, that's not what I wanted to hit. I think I will use that list to. I think I'll post that list there in the chat. As soon as Discord lets me do the thing. Discord's being silly tonight. Thank you, Morden. Morden just posted the link to the Discord because Morden is smart and could see that I was having technical difficulties. I saw him pop into the Discord real quick and I knew that's what he was going for. All right. And as it looks like everybody is back, let me switch over so that they can see and hear, and we'll continue on. All right.
I have returned.
Yay!
I'm munching on chips, but Doritos.
Yay!
Where are my glasses?
Hey.
I took my glasses off. Oh dear. Where did you go?
There you are. Please.
I can't see without my glasses. Ugh.
I'm just trying to get some things ready that I realized I want us to be able to do at the end of the show. And I didn't have done yet.
Oops.
Also, I have the worst time. It's a dyslexia moment. It has to be. I have a 50-50 shot when I try to type Mangadrive of typing Magnadrive instead.
Don't.
I think that's everybody right now. Cool. All right. Spent all day without my glasses and didn't actually put them on until after the stream started. Well, I'm glad you put them on for us, and hope your eyes are okay. And as we come back, it is midnight or 3 minutes after. The band has finished their set. Thorn, what do you do? Because right now, everyone in the band would be pretty much just like moving, like, you know, finishing up the gig, kind of standing around, enjoying the moment, digging the crowd atmosphere, that kind of thing.
I think after the kiss, it's possible just they might lean into her ear and just be like, "Hey, so Miss Consulate called and we got to be out the door like 5 seconds ago."
What? Oh.
I mean, pack up. We're leaving now. Like, now.
Really? Oh, okay.
I know, I'm sorry, love, but, you know, she called and barked down my ear worse than I could.
Okay.
I will straight up, like, start helping them pack. But before she even has a chance to explain to the other three.
I'll kind of explain to the other three. Apparently, Nolani has something for us, for all of us. We need to get going, like, now.
Okay. As a GM Fiat, I will mention that the scenario that you are going to go into is likely to be a combat scenario. You can bring the band members if you want to have backup. You can leave the band members here until you come back if you don't want to risk them being shot at. I am okay with either direction.
Okay.
And I am okay with Thorn getting the vibe from Nolani that this sounded like a emergency guns blazing kind of thing, and thus you can bring the band or you can choose not to bring the band, and either way is going to be okay with me.
Okay. Well, then they might explain it as, we got trouble that we might need some heavy iron for. The other three can bask, or the other three can drop everything and fucking scooch, but they better make a decision now.
I'll look over at Dexy and Ariel and just be like, "Can you two take care of the band, the equipment stuff? Keep it safe." Cherry, you're good with this whole. You're good with you and Thorn are good at this whole like action stuff. You should come with me.
Yeah, no problem.
Definitely, yeah, you will.
Yeah, Cherry is just like, yeah, no problem. The other two are like, yeah, we can take care of the tech. It's totally fine. Don't worry about it. Go do whatever she needs done, boss, and we'll be here when you get back.
Well then, out is Cherry's guitar a weapon, or is it literally just a guitar she only uses for performance?
It is just a guitar, but she also has a gun.
Cool. So Thorn will do this like smooth maneuver where they grab the neck of her bass and like spin around to get it off her shoulders and hand it and almost like do a pass over to Ariel, then turn around, get a arm around Cherry's waist and start literally pulling her off the stage. One arm around her, one arm around Neon, and out we go.
Nice.
There is definitely a point where I want to install a blade into the guitar so she has an axe.
Nice.
I mean,
Again, I'm telling you all, you need to see Wild Zero. Not only because it's the best movie ever, but also because it's the best movie ever. Anyway, so the three of you skip out, and while the band is packing up, you notice that Dexy has already gone from being, excited, energetic, and over the top on stage, and literally, as the curtain came down, you saw their affect change, like literally as the curtain hit it. And most of that conversation you just had was with Ariel, while Dexy just kind of nodded and started moving gear. And the three of you make it out the back door. There is another bouncer out back that we'll assume he's a member of the zoo crew that I haven't described yet. And what do they see when they make it to the back of the band?
well,
Or the back of the bar?
it's a Humvee. There is cargo capacity in the back. It's relatively clean for the most part. What have you, but think Humvee. It looks like it shouldn't move very quickly, but it does. You'll find that out. Doors are already open, and the old man's behind the wheel of it already. I look in and I only see 3. I was expecting 5. We got a problem?
Nope. It's just your lucky day. You get to do 2 people less than you expected to, and for the same price.
Okay then. Something suddenly fills off, and I feel like I should be getting more than 3080s, but there it is.
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
Hi. I'm Neon.
I looked right to Neon and said, by the way, my girl really likes your band. It's actually the first time I heard you. I like the sound. Very nice.
Oh, good. Thanks.
I'm more of a Rolling
Good for you,
Stones
talk and
guy
drive.
myself. Okay.
Now I'll listen to just about anything. But anyway, now let's get
I give him the location.
You don't know the location yet.
What?
She didn't tell you where.
She said as soon as the show's over and you've got transportation, call me back.
Oh, okay. I'm calling her back actively.
Cool. All right. So you call her back, and the phone does have the capacity to function as a speakerphone. It does not have the capacity to function as a video phone. So you can put her on speaker if you want, or you can choose to relay all the information. It's your choice.
I'll put her on speaker.
Okay. So you all hear Nalani's voice, which everyone but Bacon is familiar with.
Hey, Charlie.
Yeah. All right. So sorry to pull you out of there so fast, but this is a huge PR moment, and also right up in your wheelhouse. So, and she shouts the a address, which Grouch recognizes is about 4 blocks in the combat zone. But you know how to get to the address, so you start driving?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, he's not holding the wheel. There's basically there's a pad and a wire from his hand and wrist going to the right side of the console. He's not holding the wheel, but we're moving.
All right, so we're going to explain this for a moment. Because I do rigging in a system that is a little bit more robust than what Cyberpunk generally does, because I like it better. So,
yeah,
at this moment, as soon as he hears the address, you see a little bit of like an electrical arc across Grouch's eyes, and then his body just kind of relaxes into the driver's seat. As it does, you see the headlights of the vehicle illuminate. The vehicle begins to move forward. To Grouch, this has a few sensations because you no longer get sensory input from your body when you're rigging. You get sensory input from your vehicle.
Yep.
So you begin running, which is the car driving. You have some limited sensory input, mostly in the way of collision detectors and that kind of thing, which gives you a vision out to 120 feet in front of you and 60 feet in any other direction.
Yeah.
All right. That is as far as your character can currently see. Mm-hmm. You are also aware that the air temperature is a little chilly, but warming up quickly, because that is how your body processes the engine temperature.
Yep.
And you feel as if you have eaten recently, which is to say you've got 3/4 of a tank of gas.
Yep.
Everything that would be a physical sensation that your brain would have to translate from a meat body, you are instead translating an equivalent value from the vehicle.
Yep. Basically, it's the middle of the night. I got 3/4 tank of gas. It's dark, and I'm wearing sunglasses.
Exactly.
Is this sort of rigging thing like a common thing for drivers, or is this particularly skilled or fancy for him for this kind of a job?
It is not uncommon, but it is not exactly. It's not unheard of, but it's not every car either. Generally, people that rig into vehicles are people that are either exceptionally skilled drivers, and their driving ability is such that they get a faster reaction time rigging than using their meat body to drive. Or people who have combat experience driving, because most military vehicles require rigger jacks in order to operate.
Oh.
So you have either learned that your boy is ex-military, which would make sense with the vehicle that he's driving, or he's just really fucking old and afraid that his reaction speed is slowed, which would also make sense with the 30-year-old vehicle he's driving.
I lean back after seeing all of this, and I lean into Neon, and I'm like, should I have offered him more than 30 eddies for this?
You only offered him 30? Really?
I was trying to get a deal, all right? It's the last minute.
He's got a fancy setup. He got like a really fancy setup up there. Like that's.
I'll give him 20 eddies extra hazard pay if it's really in the combat zone like this.
All right. And as we say the phrase, if it's actually in the combat zone like this, why doesn't everyone roll me a d10, and we'll see if anything goes horribly, horribly wrong.
Not my fault.
Hell yeah!
I also,
or maybe that's bad. I don't know.
I mean, that's actually a fair point. Uh-oh.
Well, it's evened out now.
Morgoth rolled it in chat rather than in Foundry.
I'm not there, right?
Oh, you're not? Oh, right, you're not. Right. Yeah, roll me one anyway. I don't care.
Bet. Okay.
Make their night more difficult.
Well, now it's a nice even 5, probably.
Okay.
Hopefully that's interesting.
I lean into Thorn at one point as I'm looking at Grouch's setup. I'm just like, that kind of setup. Just whisper, that kind of setup would be great for getting roadhead, probably.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Can you relax?
It's safer.
We're just going to use this map temporarily, and I know nobody's on it. I'm going to fix that in just a second. I do not yet have a marker for the vehicle. That was a bad on my part. But what we're going to do is we're just going to put the 4 characters on the map like that, and you are in a vehicle heading in a thatwardly direction. All right. So this is basically just so that I have a street map for doing this interaction in, because as you are driving, everyone who isn't Bacon or Morgoth, give me an awareness perception check.
Oh,
There it is.
again.
And there's the
Oh,
opposite.
Jeez.
There's the
That
backup.
one's fine. The one after the 10 and doesn't crit fail you.
Doesn't work.
Oh,
All right. So while you're driving, Cherry and Neon notice coming up behind you rather quickly is a blur of color caused by bikers on 3 motorcycles. And everyone give me a Streetwise roll, please.
I'm assuming I can't because I'm still in the drive.
Because they're more than 60 feet away. Yep.
Right. Fair.
Oh, right. You can't roll for NPCs. I have to do that part.
If you want to give me access to all of the Output Grrls.
Oh, that is such a bad idea.
Nice.
All right. Neon and, which makes sense because they're the 2 that saw first. Neon and Cherry are aware that what is coming behind you is what is called a Go Gang. They are a gang that generally do all of their activities on vehicles. Many Go Gangs prefer motorcycles or other small devices because they're cheap and easier to maintain. However, currently coming up behind you, and I believe this is another map where I need to reset what the grid is. Yeah. Each box should only be 2 meters. Although actually for road maps, I think I'm going to keep it at 5. There's an entirely different scale that's used for vehicles for obvious reasons, and that reason is they go fast. But this is a Go Gang that is a combat gang. Go Gang means that they do most of their stuff on vehicles. Combat gang means that they are someone that you mostly fight with, and they are not someone that is generally open to conversation. Combat gangs, you can sometimes be talked to, sometimes can't. The only thing worse than a combat gang for trying to resolve peacefully are scavers, because scavers, by their nature, they have no one and nothing and are the lowest of the low. So you really can't talk them down because they have nothing left to lose. That's why they're called scavers. They're scavengers. However, what you see currently behind you, as you are starting this conversation with Nalani, is you see 3 members of the Neon Knights Go Gang that appears to be tailing your vehicle. As that happens, Nalani says over the speaker, yeah, so I got a tip from the Satin Dolls, but they got pinned down in a firefight and they can't respond, and they're afraid that something could go bad before they get a chance to get there, which is why I needed you guys to move fast. There's a bunch of scavs that have picked up a bunch of Joytoys. For those unfamiliar with the lingo, Joytoy is the multi-gender version of Joy Boy and Joy Girl, or the non-gendered version also, and generally refers to sex workers. The scavs picked up a bunch of Joytoys and are apparently planning on ripping them down for parts. The dolls are afraid that by the time they get clear of the gunfight and get to the CV or CZ, the scavs might have gotten alerted and killed all the witnesses and grabbed whatever parts they could manage to hack apart in that amount of time. So, I mean, Move fast.
Okay.
Anybody say anything?
Salt and pepper here is already going as fast as he seems to be able to, so we're on the move.
We are not going slow. Let's be sure.
Nope. Vehicle's moving pretty much full speed. At this point, Grouch is aware that there are 3 motorcycles coming up quickly behind you. You are moving at a high rate of speed, probably 70 or 80 miles an hour through a downtown area because it's the combat zone and you have ram plates, so you don't care. But they are motorcycles, so they are able to hit very high rates of speed for very short distances, and they are definitely closing.
There's also some gangers on motorcycles heading quickly in our direction.
Now, I cannot hear my passengers. Correct?
Yes. At the moment, you cannot hear. At the moment, you cannot hear anything.
Right.
That is not a sense that you have installed into your rigging equipment yet.
Working on that.
Yeah.
That is a thing, but not yet.
Right.
Donnie, we haven't even gotten involved yet. How'd you already piss somebody off? Look out the back window at them.
They're not mine.
Okay.
What do you all do?
They're rapidly approaching us.
They are now, at this point, the 3 of you can make a decision on how you're going to proceed. They are currently about 30 meters behind your vehicle.
Okay.
Is there a window that can be put down?
Yes.
I look at Cherry, who does she have a gun on her?
Yes, she has.
Yeah, right.
She has what looks to be a .50 caliber pistol that she has just cocked and is ready to use, or not.
Yeah, cool.
Not, depending on what the PCs decide to do.
I make eye contact with her. I get the crossbow out, and I'm just like, and I lean back to one window so that she can lean back to the other and start rolling
the other. Okay. Collective decision for violence.
Well, at least for the again, I can't. Now, having said, these guys definitely look like they're going to try to run up on us.
They are definitely running up on you.
Okay.
Is it possible to do a stare down leaning out a window? Just
Yes.
point it at them and look at them. Cool. I want to point at it, look at them, and basically just make it very clear that I'm not shooting you right now, but that can change very quickly if you don't scoot.
As they do that, I kind of want to also like stick my head out a bit at them.
Okay.
Pop out on one of the other windows and use my my Vox audio to increase the volume of my voice.
Absolutely.
Just basically
be heard over the engine.
Just shout out. This is a car full of solos. You don't want any of this shit, Jims.
All right.
If they get in within 15 meters, let me know.
Okay. They are 25 meters out, and I would like. Did I put? All right. I'm going to make sure that you both have on your characters a skill that is titled Showdown. And even though it's not a skill, it's just the easiest way to roll it. So that's what we're going to do. So Showdown should be your cool plus your rep, which at the moment is going to be your level in your class skill.
So we roll.
Give me 1 second so that I have it on both of your characters, and then there we go. That should work. You both should have a skill called Showdown.
A little thrown off because I'm leaning out a window, but not a terrible roll there.
Yeah.
The rocker, on the other hand,
26.
Yes, she's got it.
I'm actually going to give you a situational bonus of a +1 for the Vox because your voice is more amplified. And I'm going to roll a Showdown roll for their leader.
Oof.
Okay, so you lean out the window, and as you said, you're like, This is a military vehicle full of solos, Chooms. Are you sure this is what you want to be doing with your night? And you just see the vehicle that is in the middle of the pack of the three. He kind of looks around, stares around a little bit, and you see him make a hand gesture. And as you all continue driving on straight, as they get to the intersection, the vehicles pull up, barely getting to within your threat range, Bacon, before turning and going down the side street instead.
Yes, well, I fucking thought, and then climbs back in. Yes.
You did a good job. You're very scary.
And that is how showdowns work.
I just pat.
I'm a
pat
little
Thorn on
bummed
the
out
head.
that it worked, but not very much.
Don't worry, there will be more violence.
Oh yeah.
They seem like they're trying to do flat affect as not to acknowledge the pat, but their legs start shaking.
After another probably 30, 60 seconds of driving, a body bag is a bad place to spend New Year's Day. Odd that you should mention that. Odd that you should be specifically the one that mentions that, Morgoth. What did I say? And at that point, you
Come on, that isn't even fair.
at that point you all pull up in front of the Broken nightclub in the combat zone. Your characters are down here. The bar is on the map to your northwest. I will tell you that there is a door this way. If you want to scout around the outside perimeter, you may do so, but you know that you have reached your destination.
Is Cherry here?
Yeah, I should pull her onto the map because, you know.
You really should.
Boop, boop. Okay.
Do we hear any specific violence coming from this area? Like, I know gunshots are everywhere around here, but like, do we anything specifically from this?
Not
part of
from
the
this
area?
building specifically.
So are we doing this bombs and fireworks way, or you want me to do a sniff around?
I mean, we can both probably sneak a bit.
Nice.
I need to back up a little bit. Did I hear the fact that we're effectively doing an exfil?
Yes.
Okay. Well, in that case, I look at the crew as I'm coming out of it. At this point, I will draw the sliver gun. Better be more than 30 in it for me now. We're doing an exfil.
I mean, you weren't getting paid for all this, but sure, if you wanna go into a firefight, yeah, extra hazard pay, I suppose.
It's gonna be hazard pay getting out. So let's go.
If nothing else, Alani's good for it.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna start going around this way as if I'm gonna do a thing. Is somebody? I'm just gonna naturally wait to see if somebody comes with me this way, or if I'm going solo this way, and hope somebody goes out this way.
I'll back you up.
Okay.
All right.
And then I will go this way.
Okay. Everyone give me a stealth roll.
Ooh. Damn.
Silent. Who knew that platform shoes could be so quiet?
I mean, no kidding, right?
Quietest clicks you ever heard.
Not great, but
Cherry has some football skills. I'm going to put that stealth a little bit higher. Okay.
makes sense.
You guys can all move. Let me configure this grid to 2 meters each. You can all move a decent number of squares in your intended direction. If you see anything that makes you pause or want to reconsider your direction, then you can stop.
We'll go to
Mostly
about
looking for
here.
windows that I can look into,
Okay.
if there are any.
Not before you get to the corner.
Okay.
when
Peering around this corner, do
when
I see anything?
you see a
people
small
wise?
window here. It's not a full-size window. It's about a half window, and it's kind of painted over from the inside, but it is openable.
Okay.
You also see a little bit further, there's probably a doorway here.
Okay.
And
Sneak up the window.
Grouch sees that there's a doorway here.
Anybody at the doorway?
No.
Okay.
I kind of try and peer in without being seen.
Give me a awareness perception check.
Okay. Nice.
All right. As you maneuver around the corner and you get to that half window, you kind of just like pull yourself up onto the ledge and just scratch it a little bit of the paint so that you can see into the room. And what you see in that room is that room appears to be a restroom, but there doesn't appear to be anyone in it at the moment. Like you don't see any movement, you don't see any lights on inside. So, but you do see light coming from the doorway. So you're aware that there are lights on in other areas of the building, which means that room is likely completely unattended.
I'll lean to Neon and relay that. I would rather meet back up with Cherry and Grouch before deciding on a specific way in.
Grouch, what you doing?
Yeah. All right, I'm going to move up a little more.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like, maybe to here.
Okay.
I think I've still got... Right, and I still see no one?
Give me a stealth roll, please.
Nice.
Silent. You literally float to there, see no one, float up to the door itself, get close enough where you can examine the door and realize that while the door is badly locked, as in it's probably locked on the other side, but not in a way where you couldn't manage to get into it if you had to. It does look like it has a proximity sensor on it,
Right.
triggered for when the door opens. You're not sure if it's an alarm or if it's some kind of damaging device, but the door itself is definitely tarped.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. In that case, I will try to bring myself back around quietly as possible and report to
Cherry?
the guitarist. We are not getting in that way. Not without alerting them.
All right, then let's head around to the back and see if they've been any luckier than we have.
Right. And yeah, actually, but before she takes off too far, I actually hold up and get in front.
Okay.
If my missus finds out I let you guys get shot at without at least doing something, I'm in a lot more trouble.
Fair.
You get the most indignant stink eye.
What a gentleman.
All right.
And get around the corner here as much as possible.
Okay. While you're doing that, Thorn, give me another stealth check.
I am the night. I am.
I am the dusk. You make it to the corner. You haven't been seen yet. You can see the door. The door, it looks like just a normal security door out the back of a bar. So it's like a crash bar lock on the inside. But like everything else around here, it's in the combat zone. So it has been shot at, blown up, reset. You're pretty sure you could manage to get a screwdriver or other tool into the door in order to force the lock open, even from the outside, even though it's a security door.
This is the next corner. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not going to go around the corner, but just peer around
Right.
it to
As you
see what I
get-
can see over here.
As you get over here, you're going to actually see several windows in this wall,
Oh,
and that's going to give you some information. I'm going to just pull this wall down for a second
okay.
because you will quickly see that what you're looking into here is the back of the bar area, and you see a couple scavers in the bar and a couple on the nightclub floor itself.
But I don't see any Joytoys?
You do not.
Okay. So, I have information now. Going through that door is immediate. People are going to be on our ass, so good to know. And I'm going to go back to Neon and report that information. And also mention that there's nothing else over this way
All right.
besides that.
And about that time, as you are reporting that information, to be cinematically appropriate, is about the time that Grouch and Sherry make it back around the other corner.
He's just hearing Neon go, "Oh, all right. We should probably tell the old guy and Sherry that." Oh, there they are.
Front doors are no go. It's tarped. Excuse me, trapped.
Seems appropriate. I mention these windows peering in to show all those scabbards. I mention this door that leads directly into the scabbards, and I mention this window into a bathroom that is empty.
Probably our best entry point then.
Mm-hmm.
Give us as much quiet as possible.
Still no eyes on the Joytoys yet, but
We did have eyes on. And what do we got in there? Scavengers?
Scavs.
yeah, I saw at least 4 in the both in the bar and the dance floor area, which means that the toys might be stowed away in a back somewhere.
Or in the basement. There's like a cellar or something.
Maybe we will figure that out. Is there a way to open the bathroom door quietly? I mean, the
window?
Hop in here. Yeah, the window, yeah.
Give me a lock pick, I believe is a thing. Pick locks, probably. Yes,
Yeah,
pick
and
locks, not lock pick.
I might have a sense that I'm not good at this.
Right.
Can I look to the other 3 and just be like, any 3 good at picking locks?
I have a little bit of that. Step aside. Let me see you.
And then come on up, salt and pepper.
Well, at least it wasn't
11's good enough. It's
okay.
not the window isn't locked so much as just painted shut. So after a little bit of wiggling work on it, you do manage to crack it open.
Hey, by
I
the way,
managed to get it open. Try to keep it quiet as I get it open. Because still, trying to manage to keep it as quiet as much as possible.
Okay.
And try to barrel in.
Everyone going through the window, trying to get through the window quietly, give me a stealth roll.
Can I help Cherry and Neon with like a hand one at
Yes.
a time to give them
That will
good.
lower their DCs. DVs.
Cool.
Sorry. Wrong game system.
And then I'll just go in last.
All right. That is an in.
All right, let me get it.
As I'm helping Neon up with the foot, I slide one of my hands up to her ass and push her in like that.
Okay, I'm spending peanuts to bring that to a 10.
Okay.
Just in case.
Nice. Obviously, mine will be last. But...
Yeah. And
There we go.
cool. All right. The 4 of you are inside.
So this is the door over here.
Correct.
What's it made of?
Crappy interior door plywood.
Okay.
There's a shock.
So I'm guessing we can't see into this room unless it's
No,
open.
you pretty much can. That's why I left that one open. You can kind of pull that. You can see that far. This is the combat zone. So everything down here changes hands on an hourly basis. There is no law. There is no order. There are no cops. Trauma team will only come down here because they get paid extra for it. This is a section of town that no one goes into voluntarily, and you only go into under the understanding that you don't have enough money to not. So this is, with the exception of gangs that literally use this as a shooting gallery. Nobody lives in the combat zone unless you literally can't afford to live anywhere. And if you're squatting, you're living in the combat zone.
Yeah. All right, so is there anything in this?
What you see in that area looks like a spiral staircase leading up to an office. I do not have a map for the office, so I will tell you now that when you sneak up there, you will sneak up there perfectly fine and quietly and not have to worry about it. You will find that what you are looking for is not up there, and you will sneak back down to this spot, and you won't risk anything because I didn't have a map to be able to make the scene happen.
Okay.
Hooray!
The office doesn't happen to look down into the club at all, does it?
You beautiful bastard. Yes, it would. All right.
Yes, there's mine for tonight, kids.
So
Having said,
from there you can see that. From when you check the office, you can see that information.
Okay. So I've definitely got two.
You see two on the dance floor and one where the old DJ station would be.
Right.
I've literally been in a club that has almost this exact floor plan. I guarantee you, if there is a manager's office or an owner's office on upstairs, it always has giant bay windows that show the floor every single time. You are 100% correct.
Yep. I am so glad I remembered that shit.
Well done, sir. Okay.
All right. So, having said, make sure that my, at least for the moment, partners are aware of those three targets. Two on the floor, one behind the DJ.
And still, are there any signs of a place that goes downward, or where the toys might be hidden?
I didn't see anything. That might be back by the bar. I'm not sure, but I didn't see the bar.
I put my hands up to mostly Cherry and Neon, but also kind of just showing off to new guy here, and I pop the Wolvers out, and I say, how many you think I can get quietly first?
Go for the DJ, go from there, I guess.
You sure, babe?
I can give you a little bit of a backup with this, as this is also relatively quiet.
Cherry
Thanks, Noctis.
Cherry looks over at Grouch and goes, over unders 2.5.
And the bet is she takes them out quietly by herself.
Yes.
I'm sorry, did it again. They.
Uh-huh.
I'll take the over. Go for it.
10 eddies?
Oh.
No, you're owing me 30 already. We'll take it off of that. If I'm wrong, you'll take it off of what I end up getting. Let's go.
Get on. All right, Thorn, you're up.
And I immediately fist bump Jerry, because I'm pretty certain if I win or lose, I don't care. It's going to be spectacular.
So
we now, not that I'm going to go into initiative yet, but we are now effectively in a combat situation. Mm-hmm. And now is when a solo breaks all the rules.
Yep.
So
right before this happens too, I might just say if Cherry and Neon aren't doing the sneaky deaky thing, I might just suggest that they essentially stand guard right here, and the second things are not stealthy, just come out guns blazing. But until then, just stay.
Yeah, that's going to be the plan. Okay, so you know that it's go time. Up until now, it was surveillance time. But you've popped those. You've popped steel. It's go time. All of your systems accentuate, and you feel that adrenaline dump that only solos know, the rush. Please make a stealth roll for me, but add your combat sense as a positive modifier. So you have a +6 on your stealth roll. Because solos cheat.
I wish I might.
Not cheating, it's
but I
creative
just,
license.
Okay, so +6. 29.
Yeah.
I'm half tempted to spend peanuts to make that a 30 just because. I'm not sure it's necessary, but...
You get up behind the scavvy, a 16-year-old kid holding a broken down, like handmade, cobbled together submachine gun.
Oh, now I feel a little bad about what's going to happen.
Humanity? Who needs it?
So I got my... I can't see where... I have weapons, but I can't see where my Wolver's gear, cyberware...
Oh, you know what?
There it is.
Let me... Yeah, it's... Let me put the entry into your weapons, and then that should roll the damage there. Give me 1 second. This is one of the things that is currently an issue, and we know it. But there you go. That should, on the combat page, allow you to roll an attack with your Wolver. If it doesn't work, let me know.
Okay. What I want to attempt to do is, since I have now apparated behind this poor kid, just nothing personal, the poor guy, reach my hand around that's not Wolvered to cover his mouth, and then just rake it in and just ease him down to the ground.
Go for it.
Once he's out. Okay. Should I target area, or should I just, or would any hit from this just be done?
Pretty much any hit's going to be a takedown, so you don't need to worry about the target area.
I have a quick. Hey, Deuce.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would it be fair to say this is the first time Neon's done anything like this before? Would that be?
Probably, yeah. Like the fact that Thorn was so ready to go may be concerning to Neon. It might not. It might be, quite enticing. But this is definitely something that you know that this world exists. You know that, and you've seen shootouts. You've seen bar fights turn ugly, but this is the first time that you've ever seen basically an assassination within 50 feet of you. Yeah.
Because I don't think, because I wanted to play Neon is that she's very very new to this stuff. And hasn't even actually ever killed someone before.
Yeah.
Like
very likely.
So.
Thorn, on the other hand, go ahead and roll an attack roll with those Wolvers.
Okay.
And we'll see if I coded it correctly.
Do I have any bonuses because I snuck up on him, or?
Yes. You will,
I don't know if I need it, but okay.
You will hit ridiculously well. And let me just throw this so I wanted to see what the chart was. Hold on.
That's exactly where I would have gone anyway. Yeah. Just right in the side of his stomach.
They have a little bit of leather armor on. However, even with the leathers that they're wearing covering their torso, the blade just sinks in up to the knuckles. And you just hear a bit of a, and then that is about all that gets said or done, and the kid just slumps to the floor.
More of a sucking noise.
Yeah.
You see, they get the kid to the ground, they pull him out, and you notice at least Thorn does a like they do like almost a deep breath, like they had to kind of shake that off a little bit, but they're good.
Okay. And as that happens, you crouch quickly behind the DJ panel and give me another stealth roll, please.
Just add their combat mod.
Oh no! No!
I will allow you to spend your fate point for a reroll.
I have one fate point?
You have one fate point.
Alright. Good a time as any.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'm a little shaken up.
Yeah. The two of them don't seem to move at all. And you did also just get a +1, so that's good.
Yay.
Also, just so everyone knows, as you begin playing cards, advantage and disadvantage cards do not exist in this setting. +1 and -1s are +1 and -1s. Critical successes and critical fails are critical successes and critical fails. But advantage and disadvantage is a game mechanic that won't exist for another 5 years.
I need to label that as not Cyberpunk compatible.
I do. I have to go through and do those. I ran out of time. But at the moment, the other two goons in the room have neither seen nor heard you.
Do they all look like 16, or was this the only one?
They're all young punks, but this one was probably the youngest of the group. Probably. At least of the three
Neon,
you can
if you're
see.
Watching, you might. Yeah, Neon, if you're watching, you might notice Thorn's tail is a little more bottle brushed than normal, but besides that, they seem relatively chill.
Just kind of peer up, see them standing where the guard was, and peer back and look over at Grouch, and looks like they got him.
Is Grouch also sneaking around? Like, is that their turn, or?
This is just you right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's all you at this point.
Okay.
If you sound an alarm, then we will go to full initiative and everybody gets to act. Until then, everybody's just basically holding and waiting on you.
I am under the dead. Yeah. Okay. Just not sitting here, but just trying to see what's going on over here. Do I see? I mean, I know that there's two more behind the bar, right? Just because
you know that there are two more behind the bar. I am going to, so that the models don't remain completely static. I am going to do.
Master has roll.
Yes.
You just hear a thunk. Thunk.
That happens.
Okay. Does it? So does it seem like I could reasonably get like over here without these two seeing, or is that unlikely?
It's possible. I mean, to quite a greater GM than me, you can certainly try.
Also,
Careful,
crossbows are
steepled
silent.
fingers, steepled fingers.
Yeah. Because it seems like most likely I can get one more down before anyone notices, maybe two, but after that, this might just have to be an open fight, so I'm just trying to see what I can do.
Better be two. I got money on it.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to get over here without being spotted.
Okay.
I'm guessing I'm gonna have to roll a hell of a stealth roll for that.
Give me a hell of a stealth roll for that.
If anybody's got any crit cards, I'll love you forever. I mean, that might do it.
And you don't need them because that's a
maybe.
29. So
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's right, because you're still on combat sense.
Yep. So you sneak around there. Scaver doesn't notice you. Scaver doesn't notice you. These two are currently in a conversation, talking to one another, doing that thing that happens in every action movie where the two guys that are supposed to be on guard duty are, basically just discussing, like, I mean, weren't we supposed to have this job done by New Year's so that we had the money, could just, be somewhere tonight? And that's pretty much the vein of the conversation.
Okay.
I love having a wife and kids and being alive and supporting them.
Okay. I'm gonna do. I'm trying to think. Do I loft over the bar at this one, or do I go around and just jab at this one in such a way that they're just having a conversation and suddenly there are knives through his head? Those are good options. I'm gonna put some knives through his head just because I think that might scare the piss out of this one, and that hopefully gives me some kind of tactical advantage. So,
Okay. So you
I'm just
roll
gonna run
around
up behind
the
this
corner
guy
of the bar. Okay.
Okay.
And I bet now I need to put knives on your card. Hold on.
Well, no, I mean like the Wolvers.
Oh, okay. Well, you know
That's what I mean by there are suddenly knives through him.
Yeah, that's a much better choice than a fighting knife, but that works too. Okay, go for it.
Okay. I mean, since I got the Wolvers out, it might even just like I'm very low to the ground, almost predatory-like, and then I move up and just almost like boxer punch this dude to get the knives as deep into him as I can.
Just like Freddy Krueger at this point.
Yeah, kind of.
You really are.
Ooh.
Including the
Should I target the head so that this is as horrifying for the other guy as possible?
Wait, what?
Should I target the head so that this is potentially as horrifying for the other guy as possible?
Your choice.
They're not wearing headgear, right?
Correct.
And that would give me that's a -3.
That would be
correct.
correct.
Right. Is the target thing fixed, or should I just put -3?
It should be. We'll find out.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna target his head.
Go for it.
And nothing happened, so I'm gonna just put -3 on the Wolvers.
Okay.
Boop. Please.
Okay. So for those who don't know, a headshot is automatically double damage. So that is... you did 12 points of damage. His body type modifier is at 2, so you did 10 points of damage, which is 20 points of damage to his head. 8 would be fatal.
Ooh.
So,
what head?
So you come up behind him, and just as you roll out of the darkness, you just do the crossed arms double slice Wolverine trick. The head is decapitated and thrown towards his buddy, who just and doesn't pull a gun because he's too busy catching his buddy's head. You know, his drinking buddy. They went to school together. They grew up in the same neighborhood. They were looking at taking this money from this gig in order to, be able to, buy a van and kind of just like van life their way out of the combat zone, and had this whole life plan that they were going to be able to do in like the next 2 days. But now he's dead.
He's already dead. You can relax.
Do I think I might be able to, like, I know it would probably be a minus because it's multiple actions. Do I think I'd be able to possibly at least take a swing at this guy before my turn's over so that he can't alert these two? Or all right, I decapitate the dude.
You can do that
almost in one smooth motion.
You can do that with a -4. If you want to also aim for his head, it's a -7. But if you want to just swing at this dude, it's a -4.
Okay, I'm just swinging. Yeah, I do this sick ass move where I like decapitate the poor dude, and then in like almost using the same momentum, swing back around and like essentially just like almost bring this dude in for a hug with one arm and just
got it.
And then so -4. That'll do it.
You bring him in. Bring in the claws, and then kind of like twist and rotate on the back leg so that you both drop to the ground, which of course drives the Wolverines even further in, which accomplishes 2 things. Number 1, it gets you out of the line of sight of anybody that was looking over top of the bar. And number 2, you just performed an emergency appendectomy. So he is done. Oh, I can't do the blue lights because I got a green screen. I apologize. I will refund that one, Andrew. Ooh. Also, give me an alertness roll as you hit the ground.
Okay. Maybe?
You see, as you spin and pivot to the ground, there is a trap door under the bar in the corner. You are on the ground. You are silent. You have taken out 3 guards, 2 more guards are moving and have not noticed you.
Okay. And this is like a lip of the bar that I can hide behind right here too,
Yeah.
or is... Okay. I'll move right here.
You did call it
And then-
bacon.
I really did.
So I got 3. I might go for 4 if I feel like I can get away with it right now.
Okay.
Does this guy look like he might be coming in my direction, perchance? Because he seems like he's taking rounds this way.
Possibly. I mean, you can see there's not much more he can go in that direction, so he's got to go somewhere. Although it is possible that if he has time to turn around, he may realize that there are people missing.
And this is like... There's stairs right here, so this is a lip of a stage.
Correct.
Do I think I can hide behind this, or is it not high enough?
You'd have to be really low, but you should be able to manage it, especially because it's not quite as bright in here as the map would suggest.
Okay. So, I mean, I got lots of I can move fast as fuck, so I can
You can.
definitely... He hasn't noticed me yet. I can definitely be on him this turn.
Alright.
I might
There you go.
sort of come up on him and just try to take him out and lay him down behind the table, potentially.
Give me a
I can
stealth roll.
Get away with that. Okay. If I fuck up the stealth, at the very least, I'm moving towards him rapidly, so...
Plus 6. You did not fuck up the stealth, and you will be able to get up behind him before as he is just starting to turn around. He has not seen you yet.
Cool. I might try to essentially do a silent tackle to the ground.
All right.
Wolver that shit. Hurrah!
Oh,
That shit is lethal.
Yes.
Shit.
This is why you want
I'm
armor.
so glad I spent my money on this.
You tackle him to the ground behind the chair, behind the table. As you wrap him almost football style, you feel you feel the knuckles of your right hand kind of like align against the outside of his spine, meaning that the wolvers are to the left and right of the spine. And then as he hits the ground and your arm jars, you just hear and he just from about mid torso down just kind of stops moving, and his eyes go wide and then just close.
Okay. Get you under the table there, and then sort of try to... This is as low to the ground as I can get. Just try to be at this lip here. Sneaky deaky, because I know if I take one good breath and then I'm ready to go again my next turn, I can close that distance on this motherfucker. I just gotta wait for a second.
Okay. Literally 2 seconds later, he is about to turn the corner, which means he will realize that he can't see the DJ. Even if he can't see anybody that's in this corner, he will realize that he can't see the DJ, at which point he will pivot, trying to say to somebody else, "Hey, do you know where?" and realize he is the only living being other than you left in the room. So what do you do?
Man, part of me's wondering if maybe I can just intimidate him into leaving, because this is the scariest fucking thing
Finish
this guy's
the
ever
job.
gonna experience.
Finish the job.
You can do it either way. Both are both are
making bets.
style above substance. You can increase the body count, or you can Dark Knight the shit out of this, and as he turns around, you can be right behind him and just go, "Leave now."
How old does this guy look?
Young kid, 17, 18 tops.
Do I?
Does Thorn remember where they were running and what they were doing at that age? Does
Nothing good, but
that
man.
come to mind in the moment? 4 bodies in. Sorry, 5 bodies in.
They've been trying not to think about that. They've got the wolf ready. You're a wolf. Yeah, and also, to be fair, this is the point where Neon would see this again, so it might make them.
Yep.
You know what? No, establishing the beginning character. They think about it. They're like, not risking it, and they run up on this fucker.
Okay.
They're attacking.
A half-second delay, but not enough to cause a problem. Go ahead and make a roll.
Okay.
if I see Thorn running up on this guy, can I like lean out a bit and like use my audio recorder or video recorder to just kind of record this part?
Oh yeah. You can poke out just enough to record this, and that's a massive damage roll. Okay. As this the guy looks up, looks at the DJ stand, starts to turn to his left to go, hey, does anybody know? You see a Thorn with the Wolvers just get up underneath the left arm, like right into the armpit, angling the Wolvers down. And then we cut to the X-ray interior shot of you see the steel Wolvers avoiding the bone of the rib cage because there's some nice soft tissue right there, and just literally shaves through, piercing the lung, piercing the heart, severing the aorta, piercing the other heart, and then piercing the other lung, and then just pulling back out. And the kid is dead before he hits the ground.
Damn.
Yeah, Thorn pulls out and does. There's like a C-shaped spray of blood behind them, and they just let this kid fall, and they just their tail is very bottle brushy, but they're like essentially trying to get out of combat mode right now. Just stares at it.
You take a breath.
Right in the middle of the dance floor.
You take a breath, relax. Your adrenaline starts to fade. And you just hear Cherry just go, well, I'll be damned. All five?
Yeah.
I look back to Cherry. We'll discuss the bet later. and then I look to the solo. We haven't been properly introduced. They call me the Grouch. You are?
Thorn.
Fucking amazing is what you are. Holy shit.
That's why I look, seeing that she seems to be somewhat into this, I bring those Wolvers that are bloody up and I lick it. And then I pull them back in.
All right. The backs of your hands are just literally awash with blood as the Wolvers retract, and because the channels are designed to be perfectly hermetically sealed against the Wolvers, all of the blood and any sinew or any other materia that might still be on them just winds up getting deposited on the back of your hands, and you just have this like quarter pint of blood on the backs of both of your hands as the Wolvers retract.
Would leaving a calling card be like a cool thing to do in this universe, or would it be a bad idea?
It is a bad idea and also always a cool thing to do.
Yeah, it is very much a bit of both.
Attitude is everything.
Rule number 2.
Because I don't want to seem like I'm ruthless, but also this could give us some cool reputation if they find a little.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of walk out and just.
Well, you know what? Hang on. Nelani said that this is PR.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the point. So Thorn takes 2 fingers and gets some of that blood off the back of their hand, and they draw there's like a C shape of blood around the dance floor this side, a body right in the center of that C shape, and then right on top of it, they draw the actual Thorn letter.
Nice.
In the ground, in that kid's blood.
Meanwhile,
I'll put it in the group chat so that the audience can actually see what that looks like.
Meanwhile, Cherry just kind of walks over and takes a Neon and the Output Grrls guitar pick and just kind of like flicks one at each of the bodies.
I look at Cherry. She's doing that. No. 2 each over the eyes.
Oh!
Sure.
Yeah, that's the sickest shit I've ever heard. Maybe he's okay, actually.
Now, in the meantime, so while they're all setting that, then I'm going to go back behind the bar because that's where I think there would be a way down. Literally,
you did call it, so I will allow you to do that, even though it's been announced. And yeah, you're like, so if I was a betting man, I would put the entrance to the. Oh, there it is.
And as it happens, I am a betting man, as has been proven.
They
All
do
right.
like Thorn did that whole show. They are staring a little longer maybe than a ruthless solo might. So
Hey.
if somebody wants to, snap them out of the dissociation, there you go.
You just kind of feel Neon just sort of take their hand and kind of like scratch a little behind your ear. Just go, hey.
They notably flinch as soon as you touch them. They don't usually do that. Like you just pulled them out of their head a little bit.
Hey. Thorn.
Hey. Sorry. You find it hard enough? And they start walking like they're trying to play it off.
I mean, yeah. You okay?
Hmm?
Are you okay?
Fine, just on the job. There's a trap. Oh, you found it. I point over there as he's looking.
I did kind of get. So I'm looking for opening, trap, locked, etc.
You find a steel trapdoor. It is not locked.
Does it look like there might be some anti-tamper on it?
Give me a roll of some kind. I'm going to say
notice or basic tech.
Basic tech.
Basic tech.
No. Looks clean. I mean, from everything you can see on the top, it looks clean. It might not be clean, but you are definite that there are no devices or mechanisms on the top side.
All right. I have no way of knowing what's on the other side of this, but we're okay up here, or at least so it appears.
You want me to dip in first, or you want to just go in guns blazing this time?
You are the stealth master. Let's get it open. Hopefully it doesn't blow up under us. And we'll go from there. Yes?
Okay.
Okay.
In this particular instance, I am okay with not going in first and covering. I will go in second and cover. Yes?
All right.
Salute.
Sure thing.
And, pull the door open, put it up, and see what we got.
What you've got is a basement. There is some tech scattered about. Most of what is down here is junk and garbage, and it looks like the gang spends most of their time downstairs, or at least keeps all of their valuables downstairs, because that is the best way to keep them from getting stolen from the upstairs.
Sure. Having said, I will scan around and see if there's anything actually worth anything to, a fence or a fixer or something like that, because I need to get paid, son.
Streetwise or awareness perception?
Okay.
May I also?
Absolutely. Everybody can. You know what the best thing about using a VTT for this system is? You get increase points, which is this system's version of XP, based on using skills. Normally, when you're playing a game, either your player or your GM needs to make a check mark, like a little notch next to every time you roll a skill, so that you can keep track. Mm-hmm. All I'm going to do is download the chat log. Because every skill that has been rolled in the chat log, and only one of them has been re-rolled due to a fate point. So the numbers are incredibly accurate, and that way I don't have to keep track of anything, and I can check it later, and then I can add the IPs onto the characters between weeks. Piece of cake. All right. As far as the streetwise, most of what is down here looks like junk. However, there are a couple things of note. On this table is a fairly crappy, like entry-level quality cyber deck.
Mm-hmm.
That may or may not be worth a couple hundred eddies. Also, with a 22, I'm going to say that Neon recognizes something in their field of view that they know belongs to a joy toy that they are familiar with. You may choose what the item is and the name, gender, identity of the individual as you wish, or I can roll them randomly. But you are suddenly aware that somebody down here is somebody that you know. And this is how you just build your bank of random NPCs.
Exactly.
I love
Well,
skill-based XP systems. I agree. And I love, this was a very 90s thing because it was a very crunchy mechanical thing to do, right? But I love in a lot of these 90s era games where your XP is based on skill use, and you might have a generic pool that you get for role-playing or creative thinking points. But if you want to raise a skill, you need to work on the skill. Additionally, Cyberpunk has something very neat, which is, and some of you will absolutely love this, and I didn't tell anybody this during character generation for exactly this reason. You can get trained in a skill by spending some downtime with someone who has that skill and teaching. And they can teach a skill to the level of whichever is lower, that skill or their teaching.
Wait a second. Wait. Uh-oh. That's why.
So,
Okay.
if you have someone in your party that has a teaching of even a 2 or a 3, one of the downtime activities you can do is they can spend time teaching another character how to use a skill, which allows you to get it without spending money or IP points or chipping in, which is even more money, because you can also just buy skills and download How to Kung Fu. No, you're not breaking things. I'm actually, this is me vamping, giving Jerica time to look up the thing that Jerica is looking up.
Yeah, sorry.
Well,
No worries.
I get down here. Do I see any people?
Give me a awareness notice, specifically looking for people.
Okay. Or even just hearing for people, potentially.
Mhm.
Hell yeah! I see the
let's
people.
go.
Again, with your rolling of 10s. Okay.
Oh yeah.
With a total of a 23, you see a foot hiding behind this box here. Which
Like
is
a prone foot or a...
which is this person currently hiding.
Okay. So, considering they're hiding,
Mm-hmm.
they definitely know I'm here, I'm guessing?
They know somebody just opened the trap door. So they, took cover. What they intend to do after that, who can say?
Okay. Well, if anybody else is technically in here, before any words come out of their mouths, the Thorn eyes pinned, they're locked onto something, they put their hand up in a thing. And I am going to, they're hiding behind here. Attempt to, let's see. Does it seem like I could sneak up behind them over here, or is it just I have to go at them head first kind of thing?
If you're seeing their foot here, they are probably facing in the direction the model is currently facing.
Okay.
I added the description for.
And what Neon sees in the room, probably on this sofa around the corner here, is a cheap faux handbag, which is owned by someone named Beverly Arizona, or handled Beverly Arizona. Might not be her real name. Probably not.
All right. Well, you see Thorn come in here mostly casual. You see their eyes lock onto something. You see, and they start fucking moving. They start moving in this direction.
All right. And
with the intent to attack this dude.
At this point, we will actually toggle in and do some initiative rolls.
Oh, there we go.
May I ask a question on that?
Sure.
So I have a card that gives a fail on initiative. Can that be used for the enemies?
Yes.
All right. I would like to use my Tim Curry card.
Okay. Bad timing. If you click on the model, again, somebody else can verify this information because it works different for GMs. On the left-hand side, you should see something that looks like a shield with crossed swords. If you right-click on your model, you should see it hovering around the model. And then if you click on that, that'll put a initiative die available in the combat encounters tab on the right hand side, which will be the thing that looks like crossed swords.
There you are.
After you do it a couple times, it becomes like second nature. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I rolled above the scaver. You're gonna die.
And in fact, you rolled 6 points higher than that because you add your combat sense to your initiative.
I was going to say.
Because
All
solos
right,
cheat.
so...
And now we will switch
I mean,
to
I
combat
told them
music.
to wait. So, that's...
Okay. So, the first thing that happens as combat begins... Don't worry about it from the GM. Never a good statement. So you've seen my games before. The first thing that happens is Thorn blitzes across the room. You catch the scaver by surprise, still kneeling. Like they've got their shotgun like up against their body. They're kind of crouched down, kneeling behind the racks. And you've got them dead bang.
Overtime. Yeah. Oh, good.
Which...
I was going to say that attack isn't great, but...
But it doesn't matter because you hit them in the head. So...
Hell yeah!
Literally just lean over the box and you're just like... Whoop! And...
I do that thing where they, get cut into sections.
And they are dead. However, in that moment, you do hear a noise and you see one more scaver that now has a bead on you in the room.
So I can do one more thing with a -4, yeah?
Correct.
Okay. I shit!
But,
and then I notice him and I'm like, oh!
But moving would be one more thing.
Right.
You can either...
Is pulling out my crossbow an action, or can I just...
It is only a penalty.
Okay. So I'll I just see him and I'm like, oh, and I whip around and I try to get him with the crossbow.
Okay.
Pulling out is a free
just
action.
because, oops, missed you.
Pulling out is a free action. That needs to be a t-shirt,
penalty?
except that needs to not be a t-shirt. It's a -3.
So, and that's on top of the -4 to the,
To a second action. Yep.
Okay. Ooh, taking a chance. Please. Maybe perhaps.
Your crossbow shot goes a little high and outside.
Damn.
And remember, this is all in 3 seconds. Grouch, you're up.
All right.
We are now on the 2 meter standard.
I actually have an eye on the Scaver, who is now looking at Thorn, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Reasonably, he knows there's a likelihood that someone is there. However, he is much more concerned with the person who is less than 5 feet away that just decapitated his friend.
Okay.
Oddly enough, that takes precedence.
Funny thing, right? Okay, in that case, time to try to be badass.
Okay.
I'm going to come up right behind him,
All right.
push the slipper gun to the back of his neck, do not fire, and say, drop it, or I drop you.
Ooh.
Okay. I did not put Showdown on your card yet, but your class skill is a 6. Give me a 1d10 roll with a plus 14, because that's your cool plus your Showdown. Or your cool plus your reputation.
Right. Oh, that's not great.
It's 18. Okay. You have beaten him by enough. This is the do you feel lucky? Well, do you, punk moment. Did you want him to resist, or did you want him to not resist?
Not.
Hands go up, gun spins to the side on the finger guard.
Wait a minute, so the gun's... Right. Now I'm a right-handed... Is he also right-handed?
Yes. But that's as far as we're going to get in that, because this is only 3 seconds. Neon is up.
Right.
Neon is going to... So I wouldn't notice that then, huh? That he went to...
Probably not. Like, it's right around the corner. You could possibly see it. You could possibly not.
I'm gonna just kind of move over here
Okay.
and take cover behind this couch.
That's a good call.
Good call.
Cherry's going to move into the room, supplying backup to Grouch, and the Scaver will succeed in dropping the pistol. And we are around to Thorn.
Okay. Seeing as that's handled, Thorn will move past this guy, and as they're moving past, they'll simply say, "You're lucky he got to you first," and get right about here and try to peer around this corner to see what I can see in there.
Give me a awareness notice.
Okay.
With a +6 because you're a solo and you cheat. 24. Okay. As you peer around the corner, you most definitely see a guy around that corner. You also most definitely hear someone who made the terrible decision of thinking they got the drop on you.
Oops.
So, my turn's not over though, but I do see him.
Yes.
Okay. Then I guess, I guess -3 after the movement, but I'm a jump his bones.
Go for it. It is at this moment that they realized they fucked up.
You should have not noticed me. Oh, I forgot to put the -3, so.
That's okay.
Damn!
I can math. And when you roll a 27 and hit them in the head for 17 points of damage, it just does not matter.
Even they are not only a stain, even the memory of them is gone, and Thorn is wondering why they just swung at the air in the hallway.
They come up over the side of the sofa. You sprint forward, jumping onto the sofa, and with the Wolvers against the face, driving the face back into the wall, and you see the slight spark as the steel Wolvers make contact with the concrete wall behind, and then retract to clear them. The body drops, extend, and turn. And they are, sir, no longer appearing in this film.
I think you're. You were worried about it. I think your build's pretty good.
saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
Soon as that's done,
these
I'm
aren't
still...
equal threats. These aren't PC level threats. However, yes, damn, this is what a solo can do. This is Batman versus street thugs, and this is exactly what you would expect to happen.
Still standing on the couch. I'm staying here, but I'm whipping around to Grouch and Cherry.
Okay.
And I just essentially warn them, hot iron, to let them know that there's somebody over there.
All right.
And that's my turn.
Cherry is up next. We'll take the corner position, and with her heavy pistol, we'll just kind of like lean the pistol around the corner of the wall, engaging in suppressing fire. Grouch, you're up.
Right. Did my boy in front of me actually drop his weapon?
Oh yeah. On his turn, the only action he took was letting go of the pistol.
Okay.
Hit the ground.
You can see Neon is like holding cover and trying aiming kind of at that guy. So
right. So I still have the weapon back of his neck and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, other hand, grab him by the scruff. I'm gonna try to force him out here.
Okay.
Tell your friends to drop it. Basically, I'm telling him to tell them to drop it.
Give me a intimidation roll, please.
Okay. Well.
Oh.
God!
Jesus with the tens.
Who needed that one?
Guys, just come out. They're going to kill everybody. Jesus Christ, I just saw one of them just make somebody a stain on the fucking wall. Just get out of here. We're all going to get geeked.
I should not have so much joy at that, but oh my god, it's so punk. Anyway.
I'm about to make a villain origin story.
On their turns, you see the guy that you have controlled, the guy that was currently suppressed by suppressing fire, which means his head is down, and 3 more scavers come out of the back.
Right.
Should I go?
Yes.
Just okay. Sorry, I just wanted.
Yep. I'm just this is going to happen on their turns, but whatever you do in the interim is whatever you choose to do. I'm just saying that's going to happen because that's what happens when you get an intimidate roll of ungodly like that.
I forget the movement thing is so I have movement of MA of 6. That means I can move 6 squares per turn.
It means you can run 18 meters in a turn, and each square is 2 meters. So you can move 9 squares.
Okay.
Combat in this gets up close and personal real quick. Much to the detriment of everyone that doesn't have wolvers. Also, now that everyone has made it around this corner, or is a split second away from it, everyone give me a awareness perception check, please. So yeah, awareness notice, not awareness perception. Okay. You all see, Morgoth doesn't need to because he already knows they're there. 3 bodies of Joytoys stacked up in this corner. Whatever cybernetics they have, like limbs, attachments, whatever, have been removed from the bodies. And other than that, they are corpses thrown in the corner. And Neon, do me a favor and roll a d10 and try not to roll a 1. And none of them are Beverly.
As I kind of look, what gangs kind of move out around here?
There is a couple gangs that exist entirely in that are combat gangs that exist entirely in the south end of the city. There's Givers of Pain, there's Blood and Tears, there's the Golden Knights, Sinners and Saints, Warrior Heart, and Western Stars. Givers of Pain are a Chromer gang that are known for being right on the verge of cyberpsychosis. Blood and Tears, if I check our campaign notes, they are a very straightforward combat gang. You have to be a member of the gang for 3 years before you are considered a full member. Their trademark is generally the removal of the eyes, cybernetic or otherwise, from their victims. Warrior Heart are just a typical combat gang. They often feud with Blood Razors and a few other gangs in the area for dominance, but they don't have anything important of note. Saints and Sinners are a Chromer gang that is based around a chrome metal band of the same name, and they actually use the band's old studio as their headquarters, and they generally involve themselves in boosts or heists that are centered around the band's songs.
Okay.
Western Stars are a Wild West cowboy themed gang, and Golden Knights are actually a Guardian gang. They're one of the good guys that basically keep a 4-block area safe from any other booster gangs trying to operate in the area. Their territory extends just into South Night City. All of this is available, by the way, on the, not that it's not a bad idea to ask me, but just in case you guys ever want to check any of that, if you hit the tab on the top that says map of gang territory, you will see that there is a map and the territories are actually laid out. And also where the bookmark is in each area will take you to the journal entry, which is the Wikipedia entry for each of those for each of those gangs. And if the gang has a specific logo, like the Black Queens or the Bozos, I have started incorporating their logo as the bookmark instead. I have spent so much time getting this Foundry server ready. You don't want to know.
Production value.
But yeah, so you know of a couple gangs in the area. One is a Guardian gang, 2 are absolute psychotics, and a couple others are just combat gangs. And also the Neon Knights, which are a Go gang, but they run the streets of South Night City pretty frequently.
I want to try and use my Vox recorder again.
Okay.
And just as I lean up against the wall, just kind of shout out. Try and like augment my voice with the Vox recorder and just be like, "The Givers of Pain have found you. Run while you still can."
Ooh.
Give me an intimidation roll with a +2 because of your Vox recorder.
18.
Okie doke. The guy that the crowd just holding just kind of looks at him and goes, "Does that include me? You gotta go?"
I just tilt my head and go, basically an invite to Graham. Amscray.
Do you say or do anything, Grouch?
I'm not leaving him go until I see the others leave.
So Thorn, gives a whistle. You see him start to try to sprint away as quick as he can, but you just have more ass than he does. So as he starts to run, you just see your arm kind of just like, nope, bam, and just pull him back and kind of rack him against the concrete wall.
And then I'll take cover behind the wall again.
Okay. This guy actually runs over here to what looks like some server equipment that is on the wall and pushes one of these server racks out of the way. And we'll skip out the secret passage.
Well,
this dude makes it that far on his turn. Thorn is up. Combat is quick. All of that just happened in like 2.5 seconds. So that's all that got a chance to happen by now. You see that people are trying to flee.
Yeah. These two in particular are definitely going to be like out the door the second they get a chance.
Probably, possibly, more than likely. You believe so.
Okay. When Thorn sees these bodies in the corner, you do notice that their tail got a little bottle brush at some of that killing upstairs. It is now duster.
Full puff.
This seems to have upset them greatly, and they just move. And I not measure, move. MOVE. Gooch around the Grouch. And just stand
you
here,
can move 13
essentially
squares.
to guard. Huh? Yeah.
You can move
essentially
13 squares.
Guard.
Sick. To make sure that they don't head that way. Okay.
Yeah, and then basically just kind of encouraging them, like, yeah, there's that passage. You can go through that passage and not go past.
Good
my
job,
friends.
Keep dog.
Cherry's going to come around the corner and take a firing position angled down the corridor. Grouch.
they haven't all left yet.
Okay. You can get to there. Assuming Neon is remaining hidden on her turn.
She's gonna try. She's gonna advance a little further.
Okay.
Maybe.
This kid's like, "Hey, are you new on Neon Jubilee?"
Take up residence, like try and take cover with Cherry.
Okay.
If she pulled out a table here, just kind of take cover with it.
Okay. That seems reasonable. And that guy's already clear, so he can't see anything. So we'll just pull him off, and we'll pull him off. And this guy, I'm going to say, could have potentially still seen you come around the corner. But also that works in your favor. You get choice. You can either be happy he didn't recognize you or really pissed that he didn't recognize you. But either way, he didn't recognize you. Thorn, you're up. The Scavs are literally like running full tilt, tripping over things, like clambering on all fours, trying to get out the door before either the Givers of Pain or whatever the fuck you are that has murdered 7 of their allies decides to come around that corner and finish the job. Like maybe you're the maybe you're the bringers of pain, or the Givers of Pain. Maybe you're not. Absolutely doesn't matter. All they know is they just saw you brain someone into a concrete wall.
Yeah. Walking casually up here, so I'll stop. That's the end of my turn right here, but from there, where I was to there,
okay,
I just go, salt and pepper, drop. Essentially just telling him to drop it. Talking about the scaver.
Yep.
Essentially cueing him to let the poor kid go. He's leaving.
Grouch, you're up.
Just, be very kind about it. Get a day job, kid. Release and push.
Give me another intimidate roll. I'm going to give you because you are an old man, the Batman first timer rule. If you intimidate him enough, if your role is sufficient, you will have successfully scared this kid straight for life.
No
That's
pressure.
not going to happen. Nah.
Oh, is that
Nah,
enough?
that's not going to be enough for that.
13's not going to be enough, but it is going to be enough for him to run for the door.
Yeah.
Did he go over this way or did he go for the door?
He went for the door because he was closer.
Thorn cringes a little at what he's about to find up there, but lets him do that.
Oh, God.
Hope maybe that'll scare him straight. I don't know. Maybe he'll be like, I can't die like this.
Neon, you're up.
Neon will just kind of stay here and watch
Okay.
it go.
Scavs are all out or dead. And thus, we will end combat. By the way, this beautiful track that's playing right now is from Mangadrive, and it's called Zombies Stole My 303. And I fucking love it. Okay.
What do I see when I look around the corner over here? What's over here?
You see a locked door in the back, and you see some beds and some other like living area to the right.
Okay. If I see Neon coming up behind me, as soon as she's within reach of me, I kind of gently put my arm around her, but also put a hand up next to her eye like this, so that she does not look at these bodies here, and kind of shepherd her forward with me.
Okay.
To this back area. Nift enough. What do we got? Are there any Joytoys alive?
Not that you see in this room. The door is locked and will require a basic tech check to, or a pick locks to open.
The door's locked. Any of y'all? Hey, old man. You got the first one open. Can you do this one?
Yeah. Give me half a sec. I'm going to... Well, before I head over there,
Okay.
I'm actually going to go back and grab that entry level cyber deck we were talking about.
Okay.
Because that's going to get me some pay a little earlier.
Okay.
A little later.
You grab a deck. Yep.
Yep. I'll come back in here.
Okay.
Now, is it pick lock or is it basic tech? Which?
If you want to, you can open the door one of two ways.
Mm-hmm.
You can open the door by picking the lock that is locking the door.
Yeah.
You can basic tech by disabling the hinges that are keeping the door from only being able to open on one side. Thus, you can use either skill to open the door because you're not worried about making noise or being obvious because everyone is dead or running.
Right. I'll use basic tech then.
All
because
right.
I'm better at it.
You most assuredly unlock the door.
Right. There's that.
Inside the room, you see half a dozen still alive Joytoys. Also, Beverly, Arizona, who we'll give a more complete entry for later. Also, a currently... Well, you know what? We'll just let Morgoth describe this one.
Oh.
I'm naked.
Oh.
Very, very naked.
You see a beaten and naked appears as male in that is also in this room. And Grouch, you recognize this individual as I want to get the year right.
I've actually got it in front of me. Hang on.
Okay, cool.
If it's after midnight, 6 years ago.
Yeah. Spent some time running with Aldecados back in 2019.
Yep.
You remember them, maybe not enough to remember them by name, but they spent some time, they learned some tech, they ran with you guys for a bit, and then decided that this much wandering life wasn't really their bag, and they paid their way out. They left on equitable terms. The Aldecados have no mark on them. They're just, a former acquaintance. But it is someone that you definitely recognize.
So, yeah, I look in. Folks, we've got a way out for you. It'll be a little crowded, and then I look over. I know you.
Why? Senor Grouch, is that you?
I can't remember the name. It's been a number of years. This is a really weird way for me to see you again. I'm not going to ask how you're doing, because obviously not so great right now. And I immediately try to find a blanket or a pair of pants or something.
I have a big fur wolf pelt on my back.
Okay.
As soon as I see that and know it's your friend, clip off, approach, over your shoulders. You have now a giant white wolf pelt all over you.
Yay!
Nice.
It's armored on the inside, actually. It's lightly armored, but
Love this.
you now have some protection.
In the meantime, I'll try to find something a little bit more permanent in the meantime, real quick.
I mean,
Okay, everyone, come. We got you. You're safe now. Bev,
yeah.
you doing okay?
Dion.
Hi.
Hey, thanks. Hi?
I thought I saw your purse out there.
I mean, at least it gets noticed. We should really have this conversation when we're no longer chained up in a basement.
Yeah. We got a big Hummer outside. Don't worry.
Oh. Okay.
You see behind Jubilee and her friendly appearance, someone splattered blood all over a fucking wolf skull just standing there, kind of vibrating. Looming ominously.
Let's get everybody covered.
Me-
Unhooked. What have you.
Meanwhile, on the way out, as you're heading on the way out and going past the bodies, Morgoth, you're
There's plenty of shit to take.
you're pretty sure that dude wears the same size boots you do, and he don't need them no more because he no longer has a neck.
Yep, anything clothing wise and or cyber deck wise, I definitely need. You want me to roll or just take it as I go?
Well, the cyber deck that was found was yours.
Oh, sweet.
Oh.
Which you recognize, which you will see that Grouch is carrying. Other than that, you're able to get a decent set of clothes off. I mean, decent within relative terms. They're not damaged, but you're not able to find a shirt that isn't blood sprayed. But I mean, other than that, you can find a decent pair of pants, pair of boots. You're doing pretty good. By the way, anybody that wants any light pistols or shotguns or crowbars, there's basically 3 or 4 of each available. So you can grab those on your way out the door as well.
I mean, having a shotgun is never a bad thing.
Yep.
I don't have a crowbar. I'll just grab one.
I will take one of each.
There you go.
Besides that, though, I look at Grouch and I say, "Here's your hazard pay bonus. Anything you find, you can keep it."
Okay, well, in that case, although it'll take a little time, anything that is not immediately claimed, and yes, I realize that I'm going to have to give the deck up. That's fine, but any weapons that are not claimed, I will put in the pile.
Okay.
Because again, I need to get paid.
Yep.
Are there any cred chips on these guys?
Yeah, well,
a couple 5s and 10s, but I will say that out of the 8 bodies that you had 5, 6, 7. Yeah. No, 8. Yeah, because the other one upstairs. You find a number of chips, each with only less than a dozen eddies on them, but it still comes out to $49 all said and done from everybody. So I mean that's not nothing.
We can title it up later. Let's get going.
I walk up to Morgoth's and I go, and if you're fully clothed, I'll take that back.
Thank you.
And I kind of smile at Beverly and go, yeah, remember last time I said I started seeing someone? Well, I point to the bloody wolf skull monster and
Remember I started seeing someone? They're psychotic. You all managed to make it upstairs. And as you make it into the alley, she stops and she looks and she went, and Beverly says, "Oh, you meant the car."
Yeah, different type of.
Saw that coming. Yep.
yeah.
So did Noctis, by the way. I want to give him credit for calling it in chat. I was already planning it. I still get points, but he called it.
Yeah.
All right.
How many people can we fit in this
Having
bus?
said as we, get everybody in the bus and whatnot.
What did you think I meant?
Later. You can manage to fit everyone, like no one's comfortable, and you're like two to a seat, a couple people crouching on the floorboards, but you can manage to get everybody in. The vehicle is large enough that you can uncomfortably get everyone in the vehicle in order to evac your way out and back to the bar.
One thing I will mention on the way, before I jack in, one thing I will mention, my other half is going to want to go look over everybody. She's a med tech, so she can't help it. And besides, you're her favorite band, so she's going to make sure I didn't get you hurt.
Oh,
Right.
it's a fan.
Then and get everybody back to Temptation.
I mean, if she wants an autograph later, I can be part of the,
I mean,
Thinking about the fact that the van is packed, part of me is wondering if I should do something possibly dumb, but probably really fun also.
Like what?
I might try and see if I can sit on the top of the van. If I can hook myself into anything up there and just dog out the window the whole thing up.
Oh yeah, you can easily suburban surf on the top of this thing. They actually have a series of rigging points that are hard bolted into the top for easy stowage of material on top of the vehicle. So it's very easy for you to get up on the top and literally just kind of like hook your hands around two of those rigging points, and you can just like Teen Wolf the shit out of the entire ride back.
Cool. Significantly more comfortable for everybody else, and I just
I mean,
may need the air. Are you doing okay, Cherry?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's been a while since I've seen that much blood, but I'm just glad we all made it out without any scratches on us.
Did you know Thorn could do that?
I didn't know, but I knew that they were hired as a bodyguard, so I kind of figured that they were somewhere in the solo spectrum.
I mean, based on the catalyst of how Thorn was hired, didn't at least one band member see them do something that made them impressed? Wasn't that the point that some turfs were fucking with you guys and I just...
Yeah, the band was aware that you were arrested alongside of them in a turf brawl in the UK. So
Turf war, you could say?
Yeah, a turf war. So they saw you beat the shit out of things, but I'm going to argue that was probably before you had the Wolvers. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been an assault charge. It would have been multiple cases of murder, and you wouldn't have been able to leave the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about timing.
You've seen me quite literally blood do some pretty fucked up damage.
Yeah.
You've never seen me in my element before.
I mean, there's a difference between seeing somebody do a lot of fucked up damage and seeing somebody literally snicket someone's head off.
Yeah, that was a lot. Ooh.
All right. With that, Everyone will make it out. We will cut in a way where we assume that everyone gets home, and we will be picking up on the next day, next week. The last thing that happens is, in a final sequence, you all see a news report. That's the wrong counter, but I'm glad the other one works. I'll have to fix that. Don't know why that happened. You see a news report involving President-elect Gerald Hastings, a middle-aged, pasty, white politician who, until this most recent election, had always been third place in a two-party race. He defeated Elizabeth Kress in the election, running as a devolutionist candidate that switched to the Helix Party. That means that he brought some devolutionists with him, attracting the Neo-Luddite vote, and also attracting the Coalition Against the Satanic Fellowship of the Gods, which is a fringe group that is convinced that rock music, cybernetics, and pretty much anything cool is the work of Satan, Cthulhu, or their illicit offspring. His address begins, "My fellow Americans, while my successful election to the office of the President of these great new United States of America may have come as a shock to many, it was not a surprise to the true, natural, God-fearing people of this nation. I address you today at the start of this new year to make you all aware that your voices will be heard by our administration. My first act as president will be to call for a crackdown on all dangerous street-level cybernetics, which are clearly the work of satanic powers, and attempt to curtail this erosion of American values once and forever. Thus, on the day I take office, I shall ask Congress to pass the Cybernetic Control Act of 2025, which will require a forced registration of all potentially dangerous implants." Screen fades. Congratulations, you have all successfully survived your first session of Cyberpunk. And Morgoth bookended it.
Hey, a win's a win.
Yep.
I mean,
Thorn taking that cloak back might somewhat flirtatiously ask you, so what are your pronouns?
right.
We'll share the backstories. But thank you for letting me borrow your armor. I appreciate it. It's a scene from Dogma.
Now, chat, for those who are new to the channel, this is the time where you all get to decide who gets a free fate point. Fate points can be used to re-roll failed dice or occasionally change the universe in subtle or not so subtle ways in order to make things more accessible for the PCs. Do you give it to Jerica for neon rocking her way into the campaign? Do you give it to Morgoth for only being available for bookends and also being the first person in the campaign for their character to be seen with the full frontal nudity that ensures our R rating? Do you give it to Sunburst for Thorn just, turbo murdering through a bunch of low-level scavs? Or do you give it to Bacon for Grouch successfully making it into the party, bringing a naked man into the party, and not needing to roll even once for an accidental heart attack check? Because those are going to be a thing.
Next week.
And just a quick drop in here because we forgot to record this at the end of the episode, but all models in the game were built with Hero Forge. Each player built their own models. All of the models shown in the series will be able to be found in the Hero Forge community tab by Hero Forge subscribers by searching for the 2025 tag. Maps used in the series are by Solution, Chepaku, I don't know, VD Cyber, Frag Maps, and the Artelsorian Games website. Music played during the show is from artists such as Tabletop Audio, Neon Shudder, Karl Casey at Whitebat, Kenshiro Plus, Gregorio Franco, Mangadrive, Quine, and See Thomas Howl. Also check out our other shows at Twitch/SingleStepGaming, at YouTube at Single Step Gaming, on Blue Sky at Single Step Gaming, and check out our merch store for fun campaign-related merchandise by heading to singlestepgaming-shop.fourthwall.com. Twitch subs get a discount on all merchandise. And now, back to our regularly scheduled ending. Thorn for being the Batman. Thorn for murder. Thorn, Sunburst for the win. Bacon has good taste. Morgoth for flashing as an introduction. Hi. All right, so that is officially going to go to Thorn. As soon as I find where I hid the fate points, there we go.
I used mine. I need it.
And you have back the one that I never took off. So there we go. All right. So that's going to be it for this episode. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, do all the things. If you're watching this on Twitch, thank you all for being here. Thank you for that awesome raid that came in earlier. Thank you for all of the brand new follows. Thank you for the bits. And if you have enjoyed this story, we will be back here 7 p.m. next Saturday for the next chapter. This is going to run all the way through 2025, and I'm not going to spoil it by telling you how it ends, but if I have any say in it, which I honestly don't, I have a really cool ending sequence that we might see in December. Or the entire party could get caxed before then. Who knows? We'll find out. If you don't want to wait that long for any of our stories, you can come back tomorrow night where Bacon will be playing in Beyond Stars, which is our D&D-like space opera sliders world bouncing system. If you want to catch me and Sunburst being on the same side of the table, you can show up Monday for Jerica's Apolog campaign, where where we are trying to currently rescue a gnoll-like individual from a place where gnolls are evil and hunted, and he may not remember that he's from a different place, so this is going to get rather sticky. Tuesday, I have our Light and Darkness campaign, which is an 80s era D&D campaign told from a modern game system rule set. Wednesday, we are off. Thursday is the other night where I get to play, and we play in the Exacted Spirits Simulacrum /5e setting where Morden 56 runs the game story. And then Friday, I am back in the GM's chair for Small Packages, which is a Acquisitions Incorporated-esque kind of story where we characters are currently trying to collect a whole bunch of cursed items for their employer, who hides them away to make sure that cursed items don't fall into the hands of weak-willed individuals. So that gives us every night of the week but Wednesday. Feel free to come back here, enjoy us, have fun, enjoy our stories. In the meantime, thank you all very much for being here. We hope that you had fun, and we will catch you all next time.
Bye.
Good night, all.